Atlanta Falcons lost to Minnesota by 1, lost to Miami in the final seconds, and beat New England. And they can hit you from anywhere on the field. Here is Steve Bartkowski to Alfred Jenkins, who has caught passes in 60 consecutive games. Bartkowski has another favorite receiver, Wallace Francis, the 8-year veteran. He looks for Francis in the end zone and finds him, but for the second time this year, a touchdown pass nullified by penalties. The 49ers are undefeated with excitement reigning. They alternate quarterbacks, and if it isn't DeBerg, it's Joe Montana off the campus of Notre Dame. Here's Montana on a bootleg going in for a touchdown against the New York Jets. Razzle-dazzle in San Francisco from DeBerg to Hofer to Solomon. Back to DeBerg. The pass to Hofer, and it works down to the Jet 12-yard line. There you have it, the Atlanta Falcons versus the San Francisco 49ers from Candlestick Park in San Francisco. It is a magnificent day here in the Bay Area. It's the kind of day that makes real estate prices go up in California. I'm Vin Scully along with George Allen. And George, besides the weather and the meeting of these two, it's a big game for both clubs.
It is a very big game. I think we have two teams that can score, put a lot of points on the board. Both clubs have had trouble defense in the past. We should see a wide open ball game.
The 49ers belie the fact that you have to have a good defense to win in the NFL. They perhaps have the worst, giving up the most yardage, and yet they come in here undefeated.
Well, the 49ers have won 3 games, but their opponents are 0-9. I think the Atlanta Falcons have better talent than the 49ers. It wouldn't surprise me if the Atlanta Falcons pull this off today.
Well, let's find out and go down on the field. It's the Atlanta Falcons and the 49ers. Down on the field, the San Francisco 49ers won the toss. They've elected to receive, and so Tim Mazzetti is teeing the ball up on the 35-yard line, and in a moment we'll get this ball game underway. Mazzetti will be kicking deep. Number 48 is Phil Francis on the left of your screen. Number 35 is Lenville Elliott. Both men standing on the goal line, and before a big crowd in Candlestick, here we go. The undefeated 49ers and Atlanta 1-2. And Mazzetti is ready, and we're off. The kick appears to hang up around the 4-yard line, and that's where Lenville Elliott picks it to the 20 and across the 25 before he goes down at about the 27. Gene Barrett, number 77, was leading the wedge for him. So San Francisco will put it in play, 1st and 10 on their own 27-yard line. There are the fellows who will handle the ball. Clark, Solomon, and Young, DeBerg, and of course Hofer and Cooper are the running backs. The offensive line for the 49ers, Singleton, Ayers, Quillen, Cross, and Farnhorst. So in the first play, they send James Owens wide left. Freddie Solomon goes wide right. And DeBerg is going upstairs right away. And a flag on the play. James Owens caught the ball. He was hit by Kenny Johnson. And they're going to pick on Johnson, of course. He's a 5th-round pick, a rookie this year.
Right, Ben, good observation. Johnson, 37, was laying off. He was playing deep, and right away DeBerg went after him. It was a good throw and a good catch. It'll be interesting to see how the Falcons compensate on defense to help Johnson.
First down.
You know, Ben, that's what happened in the Minnesota game. Rashad had a field day against Johnson.
Well, they open up the ball game. We take another look. DeBerg, and you have to notice 2 things. First of all, no pressure. Secondly, his receiver has gotten his man beaten, and then you see Johnson all over James Owens, who didn't figure to start, but he's in there. Jimmy Robinson is banged up. Solomon goes right, and Owens goes left, and it's a quick out, and Owens made the catch, and I think he was fighting the glare a little bit. Once again, Kenny Johnson on him, and he downs it at the 45-yard line. So that means on 2 plays, James Owens is 2 for 2. Meanwhile, the defensive line, a 3-4 with Yates, Zealy, and Merrow up front for Atlanta. Richardson, Kuykendall is banged up, but he's starting with Curry and Williams at the linebacking spot. Lawrence, Johnson, Reed, and Pridemore. So DeBerg from the 46-yard line. Here's Paul Hofer. Randy Cross is blocking, and he picks up the first down going across the 40. And by the time Buddy Curry knocks him down, Randy Cross throwing the good block led the play for the first down. They will spot the ball at about the 37.
A good call. Here's probably the most underrated football player in the NFC, Paul Hofer. Good runner, good blocker, good receiver, doesn't make mistakes. Underrated football player.
So the 49ers started on their own 28-yard line, and on a couple of plays they have moved it to the Atlanta 37, and they have it 1st and 10. And look out this time as Frank Reed came in to put the slug on him.
Well,
Reed, a 5-year veteran.
You mentioned earlier no pressure on DeBerg. You're not going to get much pressure with a 3-man rush. That time they dogged the strong safety from the backside. This is a perfect call. Usually you get a fumble on this. Play action, looking away. DeBerg did a good job hanging on to that football. Good call by the Falcons defense.
So it is 2nd and 19 for Steve DeBerg. Remember, DeBerg has a nerve problem with his vocal cords. He's wearing a power pack and a microphone. Getting protection and overthrows Freddie Solomon, for whom it was intended. Frank Reed was defending. Let's look at DeBerg. You might be able to see the microphone. It's on the lower bar of his face mask, and if you notice, he looks like he's starring in The Hunchback of Notre Dame. That's the power pack with the amplifier, and he claims that it hinders him in the very early going, and then after a couple of minutes, he's accustomed to it. Last week, they made believe he had technical problems, brought in Montana, who bootlegged for a touchdown against the Jets.
Smart football, good strategy.
Dwight Clark now goes wide right, and Freddie Solomon is left. And both backs release. And DeBerg intended for his man, Paul Hofer, coming out of the backfield, and it's no good. In talking about passes to Hofer, you know, he has 22 catches and leads the NFL in receiving yardage. So you'll always be looking for DeBerg to Hofer.
Jeff Merrill deserves credit for that. He put pressure on DeBerg, made him throw the ball, backing up before he was set.
So now the barefoot boy, Jim Miller, kicking it away down to the right side, and little Reggie Smith is going to make the reception at the 10. He's only 5 feet 4, and the little guy is lost in a crowd, and they finally run him out of bounds just shy at the 34-yard line. And it was Willie Harper who pushed him out. There he is, the smallest man in the NFL, Reggie Smith, 5 feet 4, but boy, he can go. No score early in the first quarter.
If you had driven along this street just a few years ago, the cars would have been very different. But now, more and more people are driving cars like the Honda Accord 4-door sedan, with room inside for 4 adults and their possessions. It's a true sedan in every sense. In fact, the Accord 4-door is one of the most successful front-wheel drive sedans in America. Simple proof that society has outgrown the big sedan. Honda, we make it simple.
Light beer, Mr. Monaconti. And I switched to natural lights.
You switched from that other light beer?
Yeah, I think natural lights got the taste that leaves them all in the backfield.
You bet, and there's nothing artificial in this less filling beer. It's made with only natural ingredients.
The real point is taste. Besides, since I switched to natural light, I'm making a name for myself.
Hey, Nick Monaconti! Where? I know him.
Natural light. Taste is why you'll switch.
With 12:43 left to go in the first quarter, San Francisco started on its 28, got to the Atlanta 37, but eventually went backwards, and now it's the Falcons, 1st and 10 on their own 34. Bartkowski with the second man, that's Lynn Kane, and he gets about 3 before he is buried. Stuckey was the first man to hit him, and then Archie Reese and Ricky Churchman.
You know, Vin, I like this offensive line of the Falcons. I think it's a solid line. They got a good center. Van Note reminds me a little bit of Lenny Hoss, who played for the Redskins. They got 2 fine tackles, both 6'6". I don't think there's a club that has 2 better tackles than the Falcons.
So here comes Atlanta. It is 2nd and 6 for Bartkowski. This time it is William Andrews, and Andrews spins out across the 45, picking up the first down. Andrews, the 2-year man out of Auburn, who gained over 1,000 yards in his rookie year, but he's been pretty quiet so far this year.
He's quick. 57, overran the play, bunts. Andrews picked a hole and cut back. I like the ability of the Falcons' offensive line to come off the ball and run first before you start throwing the football.
First and 10 Atlanta on their own 48-yard line. Bartkowski looking left, dumps it off to Andrews, but the Niners read the play. Willie Harper went out wide with him, and then Jimmy Webb made the tackle and brought him down.
Willie Harper, number 59, is playing good football for the 49ers. Had a good year today.
So they picked up a yard. As you see the linebackers, Harper, Buns, and a rookie, Bobby Leopold.
And you know, the reason they could get rid of Hollywood Henderson is because Leopold has developed.
Or as they called him up here, Holiday Henderson. So it is 2nd and 9 on the Atlanta 49. Andrews, the sole setback behind Bartkowski. Kane out wide left. Bartkowski throwing to his man Jenkins, who takes a pop from Charles Cornelius, but he picked up the first down at the San Francisco 40-yard line.
Well, watch the 49ers dog. Bartkowski stayed in there, delivered the ball. Jenkins stayed with it and made a good catch.
By the way, for Alfred Jenkins, he has now caught a pass in 61 consecutive games, and he did a good job of holding on to the ball because Charles Cornelius hit him with all his syllables. 1st and 10 on the San Francisco 40. William Andrews gets to maybe the 35. You know, Andrews was held to only 21 yards against the Dolphins last week. That's the lowest yardage total in his young career, so he's coming off a poor game.
And you know, when they drafted him, he was primarily a blocker in college. Last year he got over 1,000 yards. Andrews and Kane give them a complete backfield. One
thing about him, too, he is the leading receiver on the Falcons. He's caught 12 passes this year. So it is 2nd and 4 on the 34 of San Francisco. Bartkowski going to the right side to Jenkins again, and they box him in with Charles Cornelius and Bobby Leopold, and they knock him out of bounds at about the 26-yard line.
Well, Cornelius, 21's playing the left corner because of an injury. He's playing a little bit loose. Alfred Jenkins is catching the short passes. Good offensive football by the Falcons. Try to get one-on-one. Go after him. Jenkins is an example of another guy that's too small, you think, to play football. All he does is make big plays.
He's 5'10" and 172. Alfred Jenkins, 1st and 10 Falcons on the San Francisco 25-yard line. There goes William Andrews, slowed down as he got to the line of scrimmage, and with a little burst picked up a couple of yards. It will be interesting to see if Andrews has a pretty good running game, and we should point out that so far this year, San Francisco has proven the best defense is a good offense. The 49ers have allowed more total yards, 1,196, than any other team in the NFL, and yet they're undefeated.
But as we said at the top of the show, this is the best ball club the 49ers have played. The Falcons have good talent.
2nd and 7 on the 22. In motion is Lynn Kane to the right. Play action fake to Andrews, and the pass is to Junior Miller, and he is belted by Hicks. Junior Miller is that great young tight end, but Hicks came up, Dwight Hicks out of Michigan, and jarred the ball loose.
Well, good coverage by Hicks. Junior Miller didn't have a chance. Here we see it. Fakes the play action. Junior Miller's running what we call a seam pattern. Never had possession of the ball. He has the speed to go deep. His speed and receiving will help Alfred Jenkins, 84, and Francis, 89.
So from the 22-yard line, it is 3rd down, 3rd and 7. And Bartkowski deep in the end zone, no good. Intended for Alfred Jenkins. Defending was Charlie Johnson.
He had him open.
Bartkowski, a very deep threat with Jenkins especially, because Jenkins is averaging 28 yards a catch. That's second to Billy Sims of Detroit.
He had the protection. He had him open. Good coverage. Pretty good throw.
So 4th and 7, and Tim Mazzetti, who is 5 out of 6 in field goals. He's had one block, and that was a 50-yard kick. John James will be the holder. Mazzetti with different colored shoes, as you can see. The spot at the 30-yard line and the 40-yard field goal effort is good. So Atlanta gets on the scoreboard. And in the early going of the first quarter, we have 7 minutes and 58 seconds, and it looks like each team can move readily against the other. And Atlanta on the scoreboard, 3-0.
When Ronald Reagan speaks of the good old days when he was governor of California, there are some things he does not mention. For example, he increased state spending by 120%. He brought 3 tax increases to the state. He added 34,000 employees to the state payroll. The Reagan campaign is reluctant to acknowledge the accuracy of these facts today. But can we trust the nation's future to a man who refuses to remember his own past? Re-elect President Carter on November 4th.
It was Mercedes-Benz that produced the world's first production diesel car, the first 5-cylinder diesel car, this 200-mile-per-hour diesel car, the first turbocharged diesel car, and the world's only 3,000-mile-per-gallon diesel vehicle. For 1980, only Mercedes-Benz can apply all that expertise to these diesel cars. Mercedes-Benz, the pioneer in diesels for 44 years.
Live, Pedroza and Lockridge for the WBA featherweight title. Plus, highlights of the Acapulco Cliff Divers next Saturday, 3:30 Eastern on the CBS Sports Spectacular.
Tim Mazzetti kicks a 40-yard field goal to give Atlanta a 3-0 lead. George, what about the play selection 3rd and 4? Atlanta went for a touchdown pass. Do you like that kind of a call?
I always like to get the first down and then go from there. Keep the drive going rather than kick it.
Here's Linville Elliott taking it on the 3-yard line. He's out to the 15, and down he goes at about the 18-yard line. So Elliott making the return. The first man to hit him was Glazebrook, and there he goes, Bobby Glazebrook. So San Francisco will put the ball in play just shy of the 20. They'll spot it at the 19. Friends, this telecast presented by authority of the National Football League, intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the San Francisco 49ers and the National Football League is prohibited. So 1st and 10 on the San Francisco 19. DeBerg got the controls. Cooper in front of Hofer out of the eye. Play action fake to Hofer. They try the right side. No, let's see if the reception is made. It was Dwight Clark who made the catch. Clark is a very handy guy. He's coming off a big day last week against the Jets. He caught 7 passes for 70 yards and 2 touchdowns.
You know, Ben, that was a play-action pass. The Falcons' defense is playing pass every down. The linebacker's the strong side linebacker. Williams, number 58, was off the line. Usually you have him right on the line tight to play the run. The deep backs, the corners are laying off. So if the 49ers run the football, I think they can have some success.
You know, one thing we know about Dwight Clark, you can see he just missed a first down. Not only has he scored 2 touchdowns and coming off a big game last week, we know he's a winner. They tell us his girlfriend was elected Miss USA. Talking about winners, Houston just knocked off Cincinnati 13-10. So it'll be 2nd down and about a foot for San Francisco. The ball just at the 29. San Francisco, the first time they got the ball, started on their own 28 and moved down to the Atlanta 37, only to be stifled on a good, strong safety dog by Frank Reed, and they finally had to give up the ball. But now it is 2nd and about a foot on the 29. Cooper and Hofer behind DeBerg. They'll go to Big Cooper trying to get outside, and he's going to be dragged down from behind, and Jeff Merrow was the man to catch him. And Merrow, who is a big fella, he is 6'4", 230, and yet he was able to come along and drag Cooper down from behind.
And the 49ers had 2 tight ends at that time, Charlie Young and Ramson. They ran to Ramson's side. Not very good blocking. Now that hurts. When you got 2nd and 2 and you don't pick up that first down.
They had less than a yard.
Yes. Now you got to throw the ball.
Baltimore leading the Jets 7-0. The Jets, of course, coming off a loss to San Francisco. It is a 3rd and 6 for the Niners, and DeBerg has to go up in the air, lobbing it to Clark, and Dwight makes the reception, fumbles it out of bounds. So, of course, San Francisco possession at the 36 for a first down, and it was Al Richardson who was over there trying to help out.
Well, Clark made a fine catch here. The ball was thrown high, and it was kind of floating in there a little bit. You see that? He goes up and takes it, fumbles, out of bounds, forward, first down.
You know, when he was at Clemson, Clark did not get all the thunder because the quarterback was Steve Fuller, and Fuller was the #1 draft choice of Kansas City this year, but this fella can catch him. So they pick up the first down at the 36. Ramson on the left side and Charlie Young, the tight end, on the right. And DeBerg is going for a bomb, and there's a collision at the 25, both men going after the ball. And, of course, Frank Reed is down there arguing that it was Freddie Solomon who bumped Roland Lawrence.
But Lawrence has perfect position. This is fine defense on the part of the Falcons. Now watch Lawrence. There's no way the receiver is going to get that ball. He has his body between the receiver and the ball. If anything, the offensive man pushed him.
So Roland Lawrence bumping heads with Freddie Solomon. That'll make it a 2nd and 10. The ball on the San Francisco 36. They'll try Hofer. He gives it to Solomon. And on the end around, Solomon getting away from tacklers, gets up across the 40 to about the 43.
Well,
the only thing different about that from last week, Solomon didn't give it back to DeBerg.
And DeBerg was back there setting it up. That type of play keeps the defense honest. You never know. You can't leave your pursuit lanes or leave your position too soon when they run a reverse or any type of gadget. Now watch DeBerg come back. See DeBerg 17. He's in a position to get a lateral and then throw a forward pass. By the way, Solomon then was a quarterback in college. He can throw the ball. We might see him throw the ball.
That's right, because San Francisco under Bill Clark with a wide open offense. Cleveland talking about wide open, leaving Tampa 34-20. So it's a 3rd and 3 for DeBerg. And he finds his man Charlie Young, the tight end, who picks up the first down and goes out of bounds at the San Francisco 47. Joel Williams riding him across the chalk.
Then Charlie Young, 86, is a fine football player. Has a good attitude. This was a good trade Bill Walsh made. They needed the tight end that could go deep, a big target who can also block, and Charlie Young has made this ball club much stronger.
So San Francisco started on its 19. They've worked the ball out to the 48-yard line where they have it 1st and 10. Second man is Paul Hofer, and he gets across midfield, maybe right at the 50-yard line. Hofer is a workhorse. Among other things, he is a hard-nosed back. He leads the NFL in receiving, and you always have to watch him at the other end of a DeBerg pass as well as his running. So it'll be 2nd down and 8 from midfield. It is 3-0 Atlanta. We have 4 minutes and 25 seconds left in the first quarter. Clark goes left and Solomon goes right. DeBerg stays in. Now releases to Hofer. And Hofer is tripped up at the last minute by Roland Lawrence. And that was a good play for Lawrence to see him releasing his block and coming out of the backfield.
That was, and he had quite a bit of time to throw. He wanted to go downfield. Watch this. Pretty good protection. Now he steps up. Tried to step up, got the ball off to Hofer and prevent a sack. By the way, the 49ers send in all their plays through Sam Weitz, who's doing a fine job here, to Montana. Then Montana signals the plays to DeBerg. That's how they send their offensive plays in.
So it'll be 3rd and 9. They actually lost a yard on the San Francisco 49 on a draw to Earl Cooper. He's across the 45. Wilson Fomina, number 74, hooked him with an arm, and the rookie linebacker, Buddy Curry, knocked him down. Earl Cooper is a study, a rookie out of Rice, and they expect him to be in the mold of a Muncie and a Foreman.
I like him, Vin. He is a football player. I can see why they could trade Jackson to the Redskins with a guy like Cooper around.
Now, Jim Miller, the rookie from Mississippi, who has kicked so well. Look at that one. And a fair catch by Reggie Smith. That thing went right out of your screen. Marvelous.
5.0 hang time. Anybody in this ballpark, for the most part, can run a 40 in 5 seconds.
This kid out of Mississippi can kick either barefoot or shoe. 4 years, never had a kick blocked. He has averaged 43 yards a punt. Atlanta 3, San Francisco nothing.
Now, Zenith System 3 is more. Superb picture. And more. Now, System 3 offers you the PRP circuit. It gives you 25% more picture sharpness. System 3, 25% more sharpness. More detail. Zenith, we're moving television into the future.
Lean and clean. Symbol of the Toyota Celica. Celica. Lean and clean and a little bit mean. Aerodynamically styled to let the wind glide over its surface. Carefully engineered for the 80s to give amazingly precise performance. The Toyota Celica. Because a lean, clean machine is a very good feeling.
Oh, what a feeling to drive Toyota.
Wednesday, the television premiere of Fugitive Family, starring Richard Crenn and Diane Baker running from the mob. Their daughter's romance threatening all their lives. Fugitive Family, Wednesday at 9, 8 Central and Mountain.
We have 2 minutes and 56 seconds left in the first quarter. Atlanta on a 40-yard field goal by Tim Mazzetti, leading 3-0. St. Louis leading Philadelphia. What a shocker. O.J. Anderson has scored twice, and they're leading 24-7. First and 10 Atlanta on their own 20-yard line. And a draw to Andrews, and he's out to the 25-yard line. Dewey McClain finally hit him.
You know,
check me on that. Bobby Leopold, the rookie.
You know, Vin, Andrews' best plays are quick hitters, right up the gut, right up the middle. Now, this is a lead draw type of play with switch blocking where the guard comes around and gets the middle linebacker. But he's at his best when he's hitting straight ahead, right up the middle on quick hitting plays.
Well, he just picked up 6. It is 2nd and 4 from the 26-yard line. The Falcons go slot left. A draw, but this time a collision in the backfield. And now he's still on his feet across the 30 as Andrews to about the 32.
Yeah, that shows good leg drive and good balance. He was hit for a loss. Watch this. Fine defense by the 49ers, good penetration, but nobody locked up their arms.
He bumped into his own man, Dave Scott, and finally got away from Scott. That was Scott number 70, and he gets back up and makes it a rather successful play as he picks up the first down. 1st and 10 on the Atlanta 32. Jenkins, wide left. Bartkowski is going to dump it off. They set up a little screen, and there goes Andrews out across the 35 to about the 36-yard line. Danny Bunz was there to make the tackle, and also over to cover was Archie Reese.
You know what we have developing here, Vin? So far, the Falcons have shown they can run on the 49er defense. Now that is going to help Bartkowski, no question about it. Also, Bartkowski is an improved quarterback this year. I like what he's doing. He's getting rid of the ball a little quicker. He's never been a mobile quarterback, but he's moving around just enough to bother the defense.
Lehman Bennett watching his young protege at the quarterback position. 2nd and 6 on the 35 for Atlanta. In motion is Wallace Francis. They give it to Lynn Kane. Kane cutting inside behind the block and gets shy of the 40-yard line. And again, it was Dave Scott leading the parade, and Dan Bunz, number 57, making the stop for San Francisco.
Ben, you mentioned Lehman Bennett. They've lost some tough ball games. They could be 3-0 very easily.
Very easily.
Coordinators.
Willie Harper, the linebacker on the left side for San Francisco, is shaken up, and he has to come out. Tina Turner has to come in for him. The offensive coordinator sending signals in for Atlanta, where it is 3rd and 3 on the Atlanta 39. And Barkowski going upstairs to Andrews, no good. So on a 3rd and 3, they pass to Andrews and they can't connect. Tina Turner, who just came in there for Harper, was there defending.
Now, I like the play that he called. It's a good play. The ball should have been completed. It was thrown behind the receiver and just a little bit hard.
So John James, longest 59, has not kicked one into the end zone, and he's only had 7 of 14 punts returned.
Well, he's a great punter also.
Hicks and Solomon standing on the San Francisco 20-yard line. There's James' punt, and it'll be Solomon at the 28. And Solomon gets to the 39-yard line. So a return of about 11 yards, and that's where San Francisco will put it in play. Ray Strong made the tackle. So John James kicks it down there, and San Francisco will taunt it in, trailing 3-0.
Outside, the Canon NP200 may look like any small copier, but inside there's a world of difference, a world of micronics, where 20 copies a minute are not only possible, but made reliable with a microcomputer. Fiber optics precisely defines your image, and a toner projection system gives you clear copies on virtually any paper. Up to 11 by 17. Compact in size and price, the Canon NP200 is definitely worth looking into.
That your dad?
Uh-huh.
What's he doing?
Selling insurance.
Oh, what kind?
Nationwide.
Why?
Because he likes to sell good stuff.
Oh.
My mom's a nationwide agent, too.
Really?
She likes to help people.
Well, nationwide agents like to offer blanket protection for people's lives, health, homes, cars, businesses.
He cooks good hot dogs, too.
And they cook good hot dogs, too.
Nationwide is on your side.
Live next Saturday, see spectacular bids. Scheduled bid for Horse of the Year honors at the Jockey Club Gold Cup race. Next Saturday, 5 p.m. Eastern on CBS Sports.
The San Francisco 49ers have won their first 3 games of the year for the first time since 1952 with Bill Walsh at the helm. And Atlanta is 1-2, barring a 1-point loss and then a defeat to Miami in the last few seconds. They could be 3-0. DeBerg pitching back to Cooper. Cooper at the 40 and gets to the 45-yard line, a pickup of 6. So it'll be 2nd and 4.
Cooper gives the 49ers outside speed as well as inside speed, and he has the size. He reminds me a little bit of John Riggins. Riggins could run outside and inside. He's a real addition to their offense. He's also a good receiver. Many times you draft a guy in the first round and you're not sure whether he can catch the ball like he should in pro football.
Paul Hofer did a pretty good job of leading the play. So they spot the ball at the 45. DeBerg to Hofer with Ayers in front. Got away from Merrill, but down he goes, leaping over Kenny Johnson. He was caught from behind by Robert Pennywell.
Well, Merrill is playing defense like you want a defensive end to play. He's penetrating. He's getting across. Whether he makes the play or not, he's forcing the runner deep.
Joel Williams banged up for Atlanta. He's down on the field. Merrill putting on the pressure, and then Kenny Johnson coming one way. And you can see Joel Williams, a 2-year man out of Wisconsin La Crosse. They picked him up as a free agent from Miami.
Then the reason they got this good field position is that John James rushed his punt. Got off a poor kick.
Come, drive in the 4th dimension. Experience the 4-wheel drive edge of the American Eagle. Feel how 4 wheels bite into bone-dry pavement, slice through rain, eat up snow. The American Eagle takes your family with confidence where it's never been before. And introducing an all-new Eagle with high gas mileage and a list price starting at $59.95. Experience driving in the 4th dimension with the American Eagles from American Motors.
Hey, man, I want natural light.
A dapper skyscraper like you, Switch.
Sure, for me, natural light's great taste run hoops around everyone else.
And there's nothing artificial in this less filling beer. It's made with only natural ingredients.
Yeah, but taste is why I switched.
Whoa, nice. Cashmere?
Whoa, you can call it cashmere, you can call it reindeer.
Or you can call for more beer.
Natural light. Taste is why you'll switch.
My name is Mike Withers. I'm a State Farm insurance agent in Rockland, California, speaking for thousands of State Farm agents all over the country. We have various reasons why we think State Farm has maintained a reputation and people keep coming back to us year after year. My personal belief is that it's the service. We deliver when the policyholder has a problem. We sell on that basis and we deliver on that basis, and people keep coming back.
State Farm is there.
The NFL on CBS. Today's game is sponsored by Natural Light Beer, brewed with only natural ingredients for a clean, refreshing taste. And by American Motors, Concord, Spirit, and Eagle, built to last from American Motors.
Atlanta leading San Francisco 3-0 on a 40-yard field goal by Tim Mazzetti. We have 14 minutes to the half, and the 49ers will put it in play from their own 44-yard line. It's a 3rd and about 7 for Steve DeBerg. Hofer is releasing, and the pass is to Hofer to the 45 to midfield, and if he got out beyond, he did. It'll be a first down. So Hofer knocked out by Roland Lawrence, but there he is, leading the NFL in receiving yardage. Good for the first down.
Smart offensive football. They sent Solomon in motion. The Falcons' defense to strong side. They came back weak side to Hofer to pick up the first down. The Falcons' defense to Johnson's side to give him some help. Solomon and Clark were on the same side.
1st and 10 on the Atlanta 49-yard line. San Francisco has shown it can move the ball, but they haven't been able to move it close enough to get on the scoreboard. Freddie Solomon goes right. Clark goes left, and DeBerg is going in the air over the middle. And it's to Freddie Solomon. And Solomon getting across the 45. He got out of the grasp of one tackler, and that was Robert Pennywell. And finally, Buddy Curry brought him down. You know, the last time the Falcons saw DeBerg, he went wild with the football. DeBerg threw 54 passes, completing 29 of them. And in that game, it might be well to remember, his leading receiver was Paul Hofer. So he moves it inside the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. It is 2nd down and about 5. In motion is Solomon. And DeBerg all alone finds Clark, and he's inside the 30. So Dwight Clark wide open, and the 2-year man from Clemson holds on inside the 30-yard line. First down.
Got another good call. They use motion to change the strength. And it's a delayed pattern by Clark. Everybody clears out. He checks for one count and then comes across shallow underneath.
DeBerg is now 9 for 12 for 67 yards, and they are sure playing loose. So 1st and 10 from the 27. Solomon in motion left, and DeBerg, let's try him again. All alone is Hofer. And Hofer gets inside the 25-yard line.
Well, Ben, you know what it is? The 49ers use the short passing game to their backs as a running game. Instead of running the football, the short intermediate passing game becomes their running game, and they do it very well. Bill Walsh has a well-conceived offensive passing game.
So the Niners, from their own 39-yard line, have moved it to the Atlanta 25. It is 2nd and 8. Solomon goes wide right, and Clark is left, with Hofer and Cooper behind DeBerg, and he's going to try yet another pass. And all alone is Hofer across the 20 down to about the 18. That means he hit Hofer, came back and hit Clark, and now he's hit Hofer 2 consecutively. That's 3 of the last 4 plays.
And neither pass carried over 8 or 10 yards. His progression there was looking downfield. Everybody was covered, so he dumps it off to Hofer. Now watch his head. He's looking downfield. He pumped the ball there. Nobody open. Hofer runs a stop pattern, 4 or 5 yards. 3rd and 1.
3rd and 1, 2 tight ends coming in. Charlie Young, who had banged up ribs, and Eason Ramson. And DeBerg, who's having trouble being heard anyway with the bad throat, is asking the crowd to be quiet. There goes Hofer, hurtling to the 15-yard line in the first down. Paul Hofer. Well, he was in the shadow of O.J. Simpson for a while. 5 years out of Mississippi, one of 7 children. 2 years in a row, he won the Len Eschmont Award up here as the most inspirational player on the 49ers. That tells you a lot.
And he had 2 hands on the football on 3rd and 1. That's what I like.
1st and 10 on the Atlanta 15-yard line. Charlie Young is on a wing. Play action fake to Hofer. DeBerg with time. Eason Ramson, and the tight end is belted at the 10-yard line, and it was Dewey McClain who hit him and knocked the wind out of him for the moment, and Ramson is shaken up.
Ramson did a fine job of hanging on to the football. Now, the reason this pass is open, where the tight end comes across, is that the weak side linebacker, the right linebacker, is laying off and helping Johnson on the corner. So as a result, here it is, play action. That area is open. Then he comes back in, makes the tackle.
Boy, McClain hit him.
Just imagine if everyone drove a car like the Honda Civic DX, there'd be more room on the freeways. There'd be more space to park. And we'd probably all use less gas. The Honda Civic DX, it could make life a lot simpler.
Honda, we make it simple.
Life of Georgia in New Orleans? Sure, they're my company. They handle my personal and business insurance.
My business is custom design, so I can appreciate the way my Life of Georgia agent has tailored a plan to suit my needs.
I work hard, and I expect my life insurance company to do the same. So I chose Life of Georgia. They're one of the largest in the country, and here in North Carolina, they work with me.
Life of Georgia. We're working hard to ensure your future.
Eason Ramson shaken up on that savage hit by Dewey McClain. He is evidently okay. First drafted by Green Bay. Here's the hit. Watch McClain just stick him. Ramson shaken up, and Charlie Young is playing with bruised ribs, and the Niners have only 2 tight ends. So 2nd and 5 from the Atlanta 10-yard line. It is Phil Francis along with Paul Hofer now. Play action fake to Francis. There's Hofer, but he is hit and dropped as he backed across the 10-yard line. It was Frank Reed who hit him.
You know, Ben, Hofer shows his versatility. The ball is really badly thrown. Fakes to the fullback, play action. Now watch this. He has to make a complete pivot. Stays with it. Picks up a few yards.
Hofer now has handled the ball 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the last 7 plays. So 3rd down with Steve DeBerg working the ball from his own 39 inside the Atlanta 10, and San Francisco asking for a timeout, and DeBerg coming over to Bill Walsh.
That's something you don't like to see. Use a timeout before the 2-minute drill. It catches up with you.
8:56 to the half.
At about $4.50 a quart, this is one of the most expensive motor oils in the world. Or is it? If you drive 25,000 miles a year, the money you save on gas, oil changes, and oil filters alone can add up to $83. Up to $83 by switching from conventional 10W40 motor oil to synthetic Mobil 1. Mobil 1, the oil that saves you gas and more.
Tried Beech Nut yet? Sure, years ago. Oh, I mean lately. Beech Nut's changed.
Yeah, prove it.
Look, moisture. Moisture on every leaf. No problem with hard sticks or stems. And it's packed with great tobacco taste.
Doesn't burn, not too sweet, just right.
Now that sounds like my kind of chew.
Beech Nut Red and new Beech Nut Green, wintergreen chewing tobacco.
Tried beech nut yet?
Thursday, Gabe Kaplan stars in the network premiere of a wild comedy of errors, Fast Break, a CBS special movie presentation. Thursday night at 9, 8 Central and Mountain.
With a 3rd and 2, San Francisco brings in offensive tackle Gene Barrett, who also doubles as the 3rd tight end, and he has been announced as the tight end. And of course, when he comes in at that position, they figure run. Ranson is the tight end on the left side. Charlie Young, the 3rd tight end, is on a wing. Hofer and Cooper, and it's Hofer. And Hofer gets inside the 5-yard line, and it would appear as if he picked up the first down.
You know, Ben, Bill Walsh would like to carry 3 tight ends. It's really an advantage to have 3 tight ends in situations like this. So if you want to throw the ball, they have to defense that other guy. With Barrett in there, chances are, just as you said, they're going to run the football. I think before the year's over, the 49ers will pick up another tight end.
So the ball is just across the 5-yard line. It is 1st and goal for San Francisco. And Joe Montana is now the quarterback, and of course he bootlegged for a touchdown against the Jets last week. And he's going to bootleg it now. But he is going to be hit and pushed out of bounds inside the 5. Buddy Curry, Kenny Johnson, Frank Reed, Roland Lawrence, they knew that bootleg was coming.
Right. From last week's game against the Jets, they put Montana in, he ran a bootleg. That was a run all the way. No pass. He's got run on his mind all the way. No thought of throwing the football. You can get away with that a little bit, but you better have a balanced offense when you bring in DeBerg. I tried that with Joe Theismann when he was a backup quarterback. It was successful for a while, then after a while they defensed.
Well, it is 2nd and goal from the 2. Lehman Bennett hoping his Falcons can stiffen, and now Steve DeBerg is at quarterback for San Francisco. In motion is Hofer. DeBerg on a roll, under some pressure, and throws it over the head of Charlie Young. Of course, actually, Young was double-teamed, and it might have been an interception.
He did the smart thing. Nobody open. Don't risk an interception. Just threw it up real high. A guy like Young can jump, but of course that's way too high. Safe thing, smart thing to do.
There were too many white shirts around Young, so DeBerg throws it away. That makes it a 3rd and goal. Ball just inside the 3-yard line. Cooper and Hofer behind DeBerg. In motion is Charlie Young. They'll try Hofer's number. And some good hits by the Falcons, particularly Kenny Johnson, along with number 27, Tom Pridemore. Otherwise, I think he might have made the plane to the goal, but they hit him and made sure he couldn't make it.
Then, here's where the coach has to do what he believes and not listen to the fans. The fans always want you to run the ball or throw the ball and never kick. Now, that last play, they sent Charlie Young in motion. They did that for a purpose to see how the Falcons would cover Charlie Young. If they sent him in motion this play, they could use him as a receiver for the touchdown.
So Bill Walsh talking to Joe Montana on the sideline. It is 4th and goal, and the Niners are going for it. DeBerg needs to waste a timeout again because of the throat problem that he has. The enthusiasm of the San Francisco crowd is actually working against him. That's a tough call for him.
Sure is. The way you want that, the crowd should be quiet when you're on offense and yell when you're on defense.
There goes another gas station. Are they ever going to stop?
The Corolla Tercel, Toyota's lowest priced car, gets such good gas mileage that for some, it could be a problem.
I got to stop at a gas station. Why, we haven't had to stop for gas in hours. We haven't stopped for anything. Do you know why I bought this front-wheel drive Toyota? Allow gas to the gas mileage. I'll stop, but I don't have to because this is Toyota's highest mileage car. And Lester, oh, what a feeling. High mileage. Toyota.
light beer?
Make mine natural light.
Hey, cat food hunter, I thought you pitched that other light beer.
I drink natural light because the taste strikes home with me.
Yeah, there's nothing artificial in this light beer. It's made with only natural ingredients.
Great, but it's that taste that winds me up.
Hey! Bullseye, catnip!
Natural light. Taste is why you'll switch.
Oh, yeah. There's Bill Walsh, 49 years old, the end of November, and there is Lehman Bennett at the other side. It is a 4th and goal from the 1, and DeBerg giving it to Cooper. He did not make it. The Atlanta Falcons hold him just shy of the goal line, and it's the old story. The only time a coach should listen to the fans is if the fans agree to pay his mortgage.
That's pretty good. The big thing down here, this is a pitch to Cooper, weak side. Really great defense by the Falcons. They got penetration. Curry, number 50, comes over. Here it is again. Watch 50 come over there, Curry. Merrill got across, forced him deep. My rule was when I got down there, I wanted to come away with 3 points. I didn't want to take a chance and come up empty-handed then.
Well, the Gold Miners came up with an empty pan. It's 3-0 Atlanta.
Can't wait to show you my new car. A solid, new 1981 Bartell.
Bud, that's the new 81 Cutlass Supreme.
Sure, Oldsmobile had it built, but it's me. Solid. Sound good? Great styling, and I even got a diesel for solid economy. I tell you, this car is me.
We've had one built for you.
Bartell. Cutlass Supreme.
Oldsmobile.
The world's most advanced twin-blade razors are only as careful, gotcha, as you are. The Norelco rechargeable rotary razor has 36 surgical steel blades, carefully protected by 3 floating heads, and a unique shaving angle for a very close shave wherever you are, without a nick or a cut. The choice is yours. The close, careful Norelco rechargeable rotary razor, or 2 blades and gotcha.
Sunday, the NFL Today kicks off another wild, unpredictable afternoon of football. Check local listings for the game and time in your area on CBS Sports.
A fruitless San Francisco drive that covered 60 yards, consumed 7 minutes and 24 seconds. They had 2 timeouts, and they came up with nothing. So Atlanta puts it in play. 1st and 10 from the 1. Bartkowski has Kane and Andrews behind him. Bartkowski trying to sneak it out, maybe picked up a yard.
Nothing wrong with that play. You're coming out of your own end zone. You got a big quarterback like Bartkowski, straight ahead, safe ball handling. He didn't make much, but it's still a good call. Here it is. There's a snap. They're going behind a good center like Van Oak. Pick up a couple of yards.
So it is 2nd down and 8 for Atlanta, leading 3-0. And we have 7 minutes and 4 seconds to the half. Andrews caught at the line of scrimmage and falls forward for a yard. It was Ted Vincent, number 75, who hit him at the ankles. 6'4", 265-pounder, 3 years out of Wichita State.
Well, they're doing what they can do well, go straight ahead, pick up a few more yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
So the ball is on the 5-yard line. They send Jackson wide right, and Francis in a slot left inside Jenkins. Bartkowski giving it to Cooper, and Big Andrews fights his way out to about the 10-yard line. So they're staying with William Andrews. In fact, if you're James Mayberry, you barely, if ever, get your hands on the ball.
Good offensive football in this area of the field. and they just missed picking up the first down.
Well, they missed by about a yard. They started on the 1. They got it out to the 10. So it is 4th and 1. And John James, averaging a little under 40 yards, did not kick it very well, as you can see, his first punt of the day. They have Solomon and Hicks standing back on the San Francisco 47. James, under some pressure, hangs it, and it will take a San Francisco bounce before it is finally down inside the Atlanta 40-yard line. Tony Dakin was the man who downed it.
Well, both of James's punts have given the 49ers field position. Now, he's one of the better punters in all of football. That ball floated, took a bad bounce.
So they'll put it on the Atlanta 36-yard line. There's some finals. Pittsburgh over Chicago. Rams beat the Giants. Detroit beat Minnesota. No upsets there. San Diego, Kansas City even in the second. 1st and 10 on the 36-yard line for DeBerg. Solomon is in motion to the left. And the pass is to Clark, who laterals to Solomon, and he fumbles going out of bounds. So it's Niner possession on the Atlanta 29.
Now, Ben, that's the same thing we've been talking about. 37 Johnson is playing about 10 yards deep. You can't see it. Now, he can't cover without any help. He runs a little hitch pattern and then laterals the ball back to Solomon. Johnson comes up and makes the play.
Kenny stripped him, but he had run out of real estate. So it is 2nd down and about 3. The ball is just inside the Atlanta 30-yard line. Solomon goes right. Clark is left. Whoa! Ron Singleton, number 67, who is the offensive captain for San Francisco, he just took off. He was rated the most improved offensive lineman on the 49er squad last year. He was a tight end in college, and he was eager to go and went long too soon.
Well, what happened there, DeBerg held him at the line of scrimmage quite a while. You can't hold those horses too long there. They're going to jump off. They'll break their concentration.
So that'll make it 2nd and 8 on the Atlanta 34-yard line. Solomon going left, Clark goes right, and they split Cooper and Hoffer. And DeBerg has Solomon at the 30-yard line, and they drive him back a yard, but they will place the ball at the 30. They'll pick up a 4.
You know, Ben, that's right. Pick up a 4 yards, but they lost 5 on the penalty. When you get field position, you can't make mistakes. That seems like, well, he was just offside. So what? We still have good field position. But when you look back over a ball game, you say, you know, if we weren't offside on that, we would have kept the drive going. We might have won the game, see?
Good point. Here's the Falcon pass rush trying to get to Berg. So far, he has gotten plenty of protection. So it is 3rd and 4. Wilson Famina making the stop. So Hofer, the workhorse, unable to move it, and it'll be 4th down, and San Francisco slightly dispirited at this time. They ran out on the 1-yard line, and they were unable to move it this time.
Well, here's an example right here. Instead of picking up a first down, now they have to go for a field goal.
The field goal by Ray Wershing, who was 4 out of 5. His longest is a 37. He led the NFL. The spot at the 37, so it's a 47-yard effort, and it hit the bar and went over. How do you do? Holy mackerel.
He kicked a line drive. Usually when you kick a line drive, you don't get that type of a bounce.
So San Francisco is bewitched, bothered, and still undefeated. And right now they're tied with Atlanta 3-3 on that effort by Ray Wershing. Look at that bounce again. Up and at him. So with 3:53 to go to the half, it's a 3-3 tie on field goals by Mazzetti and Wershing. That's a 47-yarder for Wershing to balance it up. 3:53 to go in the half, and Wersching will tee it up at the 35, and Atlanta will try to make a move. Watch Wersching's reaction as he's rooting that ball to hit the bar and get over. Ho-hum, just another field goal.
You know, Vin, number 50 on the 49ers, Tatalo, they picked him up as a free agent. He was with Eagles. He is a great special team player.
Well, Ray Wersching kicking to little Reggie Smith. And Wersching gets his leg into this one, and Reggie Smith will take it at the 2. To the 10, 20, and down he goes. Hiking to all 1 of 2. Kenny Times also hit him. I'm for some reason mixing that up, sure. So Reggie Smith brings it back, and Atlanta will put it in play and try and get something going at their own 25-yard line.
You know, Ben, Reggie Smith shows good hands. He's very sure in handling the ball, and he shows good quickness. He doesn't have the great speed, it doesn't look like, but he has good quickness.
Oh, let's see what Bartkowski does now from his own 25. Steve looking to the left side, and he has Wallace Francis, but he is pushed out by Johnson. Hard on that completion to Francis. So it is second down, almost 11. The ball is now just shy of the 25. We have 3 minutes and 6 seconds to the half and a 3-3 tie. Jenkins and Francis come left. Junior Miller on the right side. Bartkowski over the middle, no good, and a flag on the play. Bobby Leopold making contact. Wallace Francis moving across to make the reception, and Leopold, the rookie from Notre Dame, apparently guilty of the infraction.
Defensive pass interference, number 52, first down.
Well, Leopold 52 has such good position on him that he's playing the ball like he's the receiver. The 49ers were in a 4-man line, went back to their standard defense. Now watch him right here. He's right there. Although he didn't play the ball, he tackled the receiver. Here it is again. Good call by the officials.
So first and 10 for Atlanta on its 32-yard line. Francis in a slot left. And Bartkowski going down the right side. No good, and are the Falcons angry. Alfred Jackson made the catch. Well, the official saying that he was not in possession going out of bounds. Ricky Churchman defending.
Right, he juggled the ball. He didn't have possession of it. And that time they went back to the 3-man line. Good protection. Time to throw the ball. Here it is. Split the defense. He didn't have possession of the ball.
And look at the Falcons. They came flying out of the nest on that call. It is second and 10 on the 32. Francis going right. Jenkins goes left. Andrews and Kane behind Bartkowski. Timeout. And San Francisco calling time. They have used all 3 of their timeouts.
To use your 3rd timeout on defense, that's unusual. That catches up with you. You have to save those timeouts for when you need them.
Well, San Francisco, on the contrary, burning up their 3. One of them, you remember, DeBerg could not be heard with the crowd cheering, and he called time. Now a defensive timeout for San Francisco. They're on their own. Meanwhile, Atlanta has not used a timeout. The officials today, Bob Frederick is the referee. The umpire is Lou Palazzi. Head linesman Sid Seaman, and the line judge Bob Beeks. Back judge Bill Swanson. The side judge Ron Murphy, and the field judge is Bob Wortman.
San Francisco have used all 3 of their timeouts for the second quarter of first half.
There's the catch by Jackson, and then the hit by Churchman. And you can see it's on the ground. Now he's going to pick it up and hold it, and his teammates were furious.
The contact knocked the ball loose, knocked him out of bounds. The official made the correct call. Well, the 49ers are allowed 3 timeouts. They've used all 3. They used 2 on offense. They used 1 on defense. So that puts the pressure on DeBerg the rest of the game. He has to play the clock, throw the ball out of bounds to stop it.
2nd and 10 on the Atlanta 32. Francis comes left, and Jenkins goes right. Deflected into the hands of Ricky Churchman. There's a flag on the play. Churchman takes a lick and gets outside to the 30-yard line, but let's wait. The flag on the play, we'll see the call. They'll call it back, and we'll see in a moment the interpretation of the flag.
It's against the 49ers.
It'll be pass interference against San Francisco, and the interference evidently against Charles Cornelius.
Defensive pass interference. First down, Atlanta.
So Atlanta, instead of an interception, see if you can see number 28, Charles Cornelius. Right there.
Yeah.
That's it.
He hit him. He didn't have a fair shot to catch the ball. No question about that. It wasn't even close.
So Cornelius hits Jenkins. Atlanta 1st and 10 in San Francisco territory at the 48. 2:30 left in the half. And Bartkowski deep down the left side. No good. Just off the hands of Wallace Francis with Charlie Johnson defending.
Francis ran a perfect pattern. He had a 30-yard gain there if he throws the ball. He had no arch on the ball. He threw the ball nose down. Francis didn't have a chance to catch it. Here it is. Francis is covered short and long. He's splitting the defense. Now watch this. No chance. Made a good effort. You can't miss those plays. When you got a guy open, you got to hit him.
Well, it's 2nd and 10 on the San Francisco 48. Bartkowski is 5 for 10 for 23 yards. In contrast, DeBerg is 15 for 19 and 109 yards, but the score's even 3-3. Bartkowski on a draw. Andrews bumped into Van Note, now trying to make a play out of it on his own. And there's a flag on the play.
Well, the reason Andrews was hit and jammed back is a 49ers dog. Closed up the hole.
He'll bump into his center, Van Note, number 57, and then he turned what appeared to be a busted play into a big gainer, but the preliminary signal is holding against Atlanta.
Offensive holding, number 68. 2nd down.
So R.C. Thielman is guilty of holding, so after getting a big break on the pass interference call, Atlanta now is turned back by the offensive holding. We have 2 minutes and 14 seconds to the half. The ball is at the Atlanta 42-yard line. To Andrews at the 40, 45, midfield, hurdles over down to about the 46-yard line where Charles Johnson and Ricky Churchman brought him down.
Good offensive football. The 49ers came in with Perry and Rhodes for Bunsen Harper. Bartkowski wants to go downfield. He dumps it off to Andrews, picks up good yardage.
If you had driven along this street just a few years ago, the cars would have been very different. But now, more and more people are driving cars like the Honda Accord four-door sedan, with room inside for 4 adults and their possessions. It's a true sedan in every sense. In fact, the Accord four-door is one of the most successful front-wheel drive sedans in America. Simple proof that society has outgrown the big sedan.
Honda, we make it simple.
John Burns joined the Army in March and kept us waiting until
till October. Kathy Wolf joined the Army in May and kept us waiting all summer. If you're a high school graduate or about to be, you can join the Army now and take up to 12 months to report for duty. That way, if you qualify, we can guarantee you the skill training that makes you happiest. And we think a happy soldier is worth waiting for. This is the Army, a chance to serve your country as you serve yourself. Call this number toll-free.
With Medicare costs out of sight, 60 Minutes looks at a hospital bill. Length of stay, 23 days. Size of bill, $77,000. Sunday on CBS.
Portable television, bright sunshine, and a boy and a girl. Can't ask for more here at Candlestick right now. A good ball game, a 3-3 tie. Atlanta moving the ball to the San Francisco 47, and there's a shocker. St. Louis upsets Philadelphia 24-14. 3rd and 8. From one man, but not another. It was Hicks who first put the initial pressure. Dwight Hicks, the rookie, and Jim Stuckey finally brought him down. Stuckey, number 79, a rookie from Clemson.
First round pick. Good call.
You'll see 22 barreling in a moment.
Here it is.
There he is. That's Dwight Hicks.
You gamble on that, but it's a good gamble. By the way, O.J. Anderson had 151 yards in that upset, Ben. 27 carries.
He's a marvelous performer, isn't he, George?
He sure is.
So it'll be a 4th down for Atlanta. John James standing on his own 30 with Solomon and Hicks, twin safeties, at the San Francisco 15. 4 seconds, and let's see if it's a long count.
Yeah, good football. Keep the clock running. Put a little more pressure on DeBerg. Yes. No timeouts remaining. We got 1:23.
Delay, offense, 4th down.
So from the 46, they're penalized to the Atlanta 41. And all that really means a little more time has been consumed, and the twin safeties move up 5 yards, Hicks and Solomon. An important factor, the 49ers have used their timeout. 3-3 in the half. James with plenty of time and gets a good one away, and it'll be Hicks at the 15. To the 20, and maybe got about 3. Dakin drilled him coming in one side, and that was enough. So Tony Dakin, a good special teams man, along with Ray Strong, with the 2 men to hit him, and John James does his job. San Francisco will put it in play on their own 23. With 1 minute and 13 left, but even just as important or more so, no timeouts.
He had a 4.5 hang time. That's one of the reasons they couldn't return it.
1st and 10 on the 23 for San Francisco. Now, Big Earl Cooper not going anywhere on that play. A rookie out of Rice. He was such a powerful-looking senior that he was invited to play in the Blue-Gray, the East-West, and the Senior Bowl. There's a timeout to stop the clock with 1 minute and 3 seconds to the half. And DeBerg over to talk to Bill Walsh. I guess under the circumstances, you'd go for the bomb.
You should throw one bomb in here. You might get a big play out of it. You might get a penalty. The worst you should get is an incomplete pass. I would think they'd throw over there on 37, Johnson again. See how he's playing. If they're not giving him any help, if he's playing deep, throw in front of him, get out of bounds, and stop the clock.
Steve DeBerg has played 4 games against Atlanta in his young career. He is 1-3. And he has just been a 50% passer. Lehman Bennett shoring up his defense. DeBerg has had a very showy first half. He's completed 15 out of 19 for 109 yards, but he hasn't really been able to put anything on the board. And most of his passes have really been, as you called it, George, really a running game, dumping them off to the backs.
Lehman Bennett was probably telling his defense now, loosen up. Don't give them anything cheap. We don't want to go in behind.
A 3-3 tie, a minute and 3 seconds to the half. Those are DeBerg's numbers. 2nd and 9. DeBerg over the middle to Cooper, and he is dragged down as he crossed the 25-yard line. Richardson and Curry got him. And the clock continues to tick to 54 seconds. And now Atlanta calling a timeout.
Well, now that's good football, Ben, for Atlanta, because if they can force the 49ers to punt, you can put the punt block on, or you can put your return on, and you might have position to kick a field goal. You've got your timeouts left. If you don't have to use them all, I believe they have 2 left.
That's right.
So that's good defensive thinking.
So the San Francisco 49ers 3-0 coming into this one. The Atlanta Falcons 1-2, but they have played much better than that record would indicate. Now you can see the Falcons with 1 timeout remaining. The ball is on the San Francisco 27-yard line, and DeBerg coming back in and whispering the call to his teammate. We were talking to him before the ball game, and he really does need the microphone. He can barely speak. 3rd and 6. Solomon goes wide right, and here's Clark on the wide left side. DeBerg to Solomon, and he'll run it out of bounds at the 37-yard line to stop the clock. That'll be enough for a first down. Roland Lawrence was over there defending.
Right, and Roland Lawrence had him all alone. Good offensive football. 1-on-1, get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock. You're out of timeouts.
They only have 49 seconds to the half. That's all, 49. A 3-3 tie. Mazzetti kicked one from 40, and Wershing kicked one from 47 that hit the crossbar and went over. The motion is Cooper. DeBerg going to Solomon again, and he made the catch and stepped out of bounds before.
Good call. The official was right there. Good call. I don't know whether we'll see that again.
So Solomon, and now, wait a minute, that preliminary signal was overruled. And they are now making it a complete pass.
Let's see if we can see that again.
I don't know. We'll take a look.
And control of the ball.
He was in control at the 46 of Atlanta.
There it is. He's right on the sideline.
Here he comes, and evidently was in control before going out.
Hard to tell.
So it is 1st and 10 on the Atlanta 46, 44 seconds to the half. DeBerg releasing to Hofer, and he is crunched as he got across the 45-yard line. Fulton Kuykendall really drilled him, and Kuykendall is shaken up a little bit.
You see, Ben, if they had a timeout, they could run the football now. They can't take a chance. They got to throw every down.
22 seconds to the half. Here's Solomon on that catch, but they're going right to live action, so we better stay with that. DeBerg, no good that time, intended for Clark. That'll stop the clock with 11 seconds. Kenny Johnson there.
The ball was thrown low, and Kenny Johnson's got him covered.
Here's that play involving Freddie Solomon, where it was ruled he was in control of the ball before going out of bounds. Got it, and then went out.
Well, to me, I thought he only had 1 foot in. From where we said, it looked like he had just 1 foot in. Didn't have both feet in.
So we have 11 seconds to the half, a 3-3 tie. The ball is on the Atlanta 43. Freddie Solomon going wide left. Charlie Young is there. And DeBerg winding up to Clark, who struggles and goes out of bounds.
Well,
at about the 26-yard line, but there's flags. There might have been illegal procedure on the far side of the field.
Charlie Young was moving before the snap. They sent 3 receivers to the top side of our screen. To the left side, Charlie Young was in motion.
That's what happens when you shake loose 2 tight ends. Eason Ramson was also wide left. Illegal procedure against San Francisco with 5 seconds on the clock to the half.
Oh, that hurts, Ben. See, that last completion puts them in field goal range. Now they're out of field goal range.
The ball will be spotted at the 48.
Number 80 on the offense.
80.
Third down.
Ramson.
Yep.
So Easton Ramson, along with Charlie Young, was so far away, probably couldn't hear DeBerg. Remember, that's been a San Francisco problem. The quarterback with a bad throat, wearing a microphone and a power pack on his back. So 3rd and 12 from the Atlanta 48. 5 seconds, just enough to get this one off. And DeBerg going deep, and it is picked off by Richardson. Richardson to the 45, to midfield, to the 45, tripped at the 40-yard line. Flag on the play. Now time is out, but remember, it depends against whom the infraction. So Richardson, Al Richardson, a rookie out of Georgia Tech.
Well, good coverage. He's not open. He throws it right in. And Richardson shows some good running ability here.
And with the interception, time has run out. It was a 28-yard return.
Flipping on the return, offensive foul will not extend the quarter end.
That sums it up succinctly. At the end of the half, a 3-3 tie.
When you come right down to it, what kind of a person should occupy the Oval Office? Should it be a person who, like Ronald Reagan, opens his presidential campaign with a statement that alienates the people of China and follows it up with a statement that disparages the American South, and who is always explaining today what he really meant yesterday? Or should a man sit here who understands how to bring the people of this country and the world closer together? Figure it out for yourself.
When I looked at Datsun 280ZX and Porsche 924, I also looked at this new Mazda RX-7, and that's all it took.
Just one look, that's all it took. Yeah, just one look, that's all it took.
You get a lot of refined sports car with the Mazda RX-7. You also get great mileage, and you get it all at a price that'll really make you look twice.
Yeah, the more you look, the more you like.
You're looking at the best dandruff shampoo money can buy because it's been clinically proven best. Testing at a major medical school proved it works faster, gives more complete dandruff control than any leading dandruff shampoo. It's Selsun Blue, the only leading shampoo with selenium sulfide, the anti-dandruff ingredient doctors recommend most. No other brand has it. Try Selsun Blue. It simply works best.
This is the true story of Fania Fenelon, a singer with all Paris at her feet, until the Nazi terror caged her in a camp where some would do anything to survive, bargain with their gifts.
You must wish to please them.
And risk their very souls.
You'll never know you will. I'm not sure I wish to live.
In this nightmare, she played to live, and lived to tell the triumphant story of the women who were playing for time. Acclaimed as 3 of television's finest hours ever. Tuesday, September 30th.
Back in New York, I'm Brent Musburger with Irv Cross. I'm sure you'd like to get right up to date on scores, so let's take you over to the great big board. And there the Rams dominate the Giants 28-7 for the lowly Giants. The Dallas Cowboys are next. Peacock, 19 carries, 85 yards. Pittsburgh rolls. Jim Smith catches 6 of Bradshaw's passes for 128 yards and 3 touchdowns. 38-3, the final there. Detroit, 4-0, their best start since 1956. Sims, 27 carries, 157 yards. Bob Greasy, he's the best relief pitcher this side of Goose Gossage, 16-25 for 241 yards, all in the second half. And here he is, backing up and looking for Duriel Harris. The Saints ahead by 16 at the time, and Duriel gets out of bounds at the 2. Then they go to Bob Lee for the score. And suddenly, the Dolphins were back in business. Delvin Williams then scored the touchdown that put the Dolphins ahead finally. It was 21-16. And then, with just 11 seconds to go, Shula elected to punt on 4th down, even though New Orleans is out of timeouts. But Rich Mounty blocked the punt. And now, with 6 seconds to go, the Saints have got a chance to pull it out. Archie Manning, with his last play, works Harris to the right side of the screen. The pass is on the money. Harris is in the air. He's got it for what looks like a touchdown, but there's the flag. Offensive interference, and let's bring in Irv Cross. Irv, what about the call in that situation?
You have to remember, when a receiver gets more than 5 yards upfield, you can't touch him. Apparently, there was a defensive maneuvering there where he was shoved upfield and passed out. This is defensive pass interference.
And that was the last play of the game. Back to the scoreboard now. Buffalo rolling along. They, like Detroit, unbeaten. 24-7 the final there. Cribbs out of Auburn carries 30 times for 90 yards. Cleveland beats Tampa Bay 34-27 despite 3 touchdown passes by Doug Williams. Williams is 30 of 56 for 343 yards. Houston, without the great Earl Campbell, who didn't play by an injury, beats Cincinnati by 3. Stabler 28 of 34. And look at that upset, 24-14. O.J. Anderson went 144 yards in that game, 14-yard touchdown, 37-yard touchdown. Cowboys come back and dominate Green Bay. White throws a 20-yard touchdown pass to Drew Pearson that sealed it away. Now we got some partials. Second quarter, Baltimore 21, the Jets 14. Now these are all games still in progress. Seattle leading Washington by 7 on a 21-yard run by Zorn. San Diego now dominating Kansas City 21-7. Capoletti has scored for the Chargers, 3 yards out. And of course the game you're watching, good defensive struggle. Atlanta and San Francisco tied at 3. And the NFL Today continues on CBS after these messages from your local station. One of the reasons why the Los Angeles Rams got off to that atrocious start is the fact that Wendell Tyler has not been able to play because of an injury. Well, they turned today to Elvis Peacock, and he finally came through. He'd missed a lot of playing time because of a damaged knee. But this was the former Oklahoma Star's afternoon in the Meadowlands. On 4th and goal, they stretch the defense, and then Peacock just bangs in. Then they set it up in the eye as they come back down on the Giants, and they jump the big fellow over the top, and it was 14-0. But that's not all the weapons Ferragamo's got. Rookie tight end by the name of Walt Arnold. Crossing pattern wide open. And the young man from New Mexico just strides on in. And it's going to be a long season for that man right there. Now Ferragamo again. He's got one of the better long arms in the NFL. Throwing it from about the 27. There's Drew Hill. 60 yards. Down to the New York 4-yard line. Now let's run Peacock wide. But he likes contact. He'll cut upfield and take on the defensive back, and he'll still get in for his 3rd score. Last play of the game. Scott Bruner, the rookie out of Delaware, zips one to Perkins, and it was all Los Angeles in that game, just like it was all Pittsburgh and the one you've got.
One-sided right from the very opening gun. The Steelers won the game 38-3. Jim Smith, substituting for the injured John Stallworth, caught 3 touchdown passes, had a big day, and Bradshaw goes to them early. In the first quarter, number 12 looks to his left as he's number 86 in the end zone. Jim Smith picked up his first TD pass of the day. Smith again on the receiving end of this one, touchdown pass number 2. Bradshaw staying with the hot man, goes to him once again. Number 86 picked up his 3rd touchdown pass, 24-3 at that point in the game. Franco Harris on a pitch to his left makes a nifty 24-yard run, setting up a scoring opportunity for the next quarterback. You know, number 18, Cliff Stout, playing his first game as a Steeler. First pass, touchdown to Franco Harris and his teammates congratulate him. They went on the roll 38-3.
Gary Danielson for the Lions, zipping one now to his tight end David Hill. It was 7-0 over Minnesota, but the Vikes tied it on this play. Tommy Kramer, Ahmad Rashad, 40 yards, touchdown, Minnesota. But Danielson rallying the Lions, this time going to Freddie Scott for a 5-yarder off a scramble. And it was 17-7 Lions. And then Ray Oldham, formerly the Baltimore Colts, stepped up, picked this pass off for the Lions, dashed in. It was 24-7. How did Billy Sims do? Just fine. For the 3rd time in 4 games as a professional, he busted 100 yards. Here's a 52-yard run. 27 carries, a total of 157 yards. And how sweet it is, Billy Sims. And just how far can the Lions go? I don't know. I think they go all the way to the playoffs.
I was out there last week, and they said they have a little theme song. Another one might suggest. So I guess they did today. But the Philadelphia Eagles suffered their first loss today to the St. Louis Cardinals, and they went down to defeat in St. Louis by a score of 24-14. The Eagles only given up 16 points all year coming in this ball game, gave up 24. And, of course, one of the big guns for the Cardinals is their great running back. But Ron Jaworski, early in the game, goes up top here, and the ball is picked off by number 27, Carl Allen, who rambles along his left sideline and breaks inside. He picked up a couple of blockers, goes 68 yards for a touchdown, setting the tempo for the Cardinals early. In the second quarter, the Eagles get their offense rolling, and Ron Jaworski on a 4th down play on the 1-yard line. You'll see it in a second. Rolls to his left on a bootleg. Comes around the end here for a touchdown of 7-7. But Otis Anderson was a big gun of the day for the Cardinals, number 32. Here's a 15-yard TD run, which is a typical run for Otis Anderson. Going outside, powering upfield, touchdown 77, St. Louis. And Otis Anderson doesn't stop here. A 37-yard TD run, this time to his right, breaking several tackles. The big guy goes upfield, and the Cardinals win it 24-14 for their first win of the year.
All right, Danny White off the fake punt for the Dallas Cowboys in Milwaukee against Green Bay, and he's finally stopped after a 50-yard run. Got down to the 21, and then White led him to the 1, and it was Tony Dorsett for the Cowboy touchdown. Steve Atkins has been switched to fullback by Bart Starr, and he scored on this 6-yard run, and it was tied at 7. And then Danny White went back to work for the Cowboys against Bart Starr and the beleaguered Packers. First he went to Cosby for this touchdown, and it was 21-7. Then Drew Pearson, the forgotten man, in that attack, caught this one for the touchdown, and they rolled.
Can you believe the Buffalo Bills beat the Oakland Raiders 24-7? There's Curtis Dickey going over for a 10-yard run. Kenny King, number 22, blast upfield. Is hit, and the ball's recovered by Buffalo, setting up another scoring opportunity. 3 plays later, number 20, Joe Cribbs, goes over for a touchdown, 14-0 Buffalo. Bills go to the air, and this ball is picked up by number 17, Lester Hayes, who goes 42 yards around the left sideline for a touchdown, and the Oakland Raiders are back in the ball game. But the Bills know how to get points from the board. They go up top to number 20, Joe Cribbs. He rambles down the right side, touchdown, and Buffalo remains undefeated, 24-7.
Irv, I've got some late baseball action. Montreal is about to go back into first in the National League East. They lead Philadelphia 7-1. That game is in the 8th. They, of course, trail the Phillies by a half game. Houston over Cincinnati 5-4, and San Diego shutting out the Dodgers 3-0. So the Dodgers could be in deep trouble as they approach the final week. The Yankees are as good as in. 6-5, they lose today to Detroit in 10. But Baltimore can only pick up one game, 5-3. No more doubleheaders left, and the Orioles and Earl Weaver are quickly running out of time. One final note, George Brett off the bench for Kansas City. Pinch hit, grand slam home run. Raises his average from 384 to 385. Not going to make 400, but still a marvelous year. Let's send you back to Vin Scully in San Francisco.
Thank you, Brett. Hi once again, everybody, on a beautiful day here in the Bay Area. The undefeated 49ers have 3, and the Atlanta Falcons have 3. It was kind of nice, George, for us to watch all the touchdowns being scored, because otherwise we wouldn't know what one looks like. Why do you think that they're in such a stalemate? What's the big number for you?
Well, neither team has been able to run the ball. The 49ers have 35 yards running. Atlanta has 48 yards running. The 49ers passed up a sure field goal inside of the 5, didn't make it on 4th down. It's an even ball game. The Atlanta team, as we said, is a better football team than their record.
Bartkowski has completed 6 out of 11 for 34 yards. Meanwhile, DeBerg has some big numbers, 19 for 25 for over 100 yards, but neither side getting into the end zone. So as we await the start of the second half, it's the 49ers 3, Atlanta 3. And we're just a minute or so away from the opening kickoff of the second half.
This Bud's for everyone who works, so we can play.
This Bud's for you. This Bud's for you. For all you do, the king of beers is coming through.
Yeah, just for you. That distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do.
This Bud's for you.
Introducing a car that combines the brain power of German engineers, Japanese engineers, American engineers. Introducing a world car. The new Ford Escort, built in America with better ideas from around the world. Higher gas mileage ratings than Rapid, Accord, Corolla hatchback. Yet roomier inside. With 4-wheel independent suspension, front-wheel drive. Ford Escort, built in America to take on the world.
Here, Phil, let me help you up there. There you go. Hi, I'm Tommy Myers of the New Orleans Saints. My friend Phil and I are here on a riverboat cruise with other big brothers and sisters in New Orleans. They're a great bunch of people. They take time out of their busy lives to try and bring a little love into the lives of some very special boys and girls. I know what it's like to need a big brother. When I was younger, I lost my dad to cancer. Then a man named Andy Marciano came into my life. He was there when I needed him, to bawl me out when I needed it, to lend a word of encouragement when I needed it, a word of love. Andy's gone now, but I'll never forget what he did for me. And I don't think these kids will soon forget what their friends have done for them either. Thanks to people like these, the United Way works here. And thanks to you, it works for all of us, right? Right! The United Way.
The preceding message was furnished as a public service by the National Football League. The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Ford Division and your local Ford dealer. Sylvania, makers of Super Set Color TV and a complete line of home entertainment products. And by Holiday Inn, who welcomes you to its people-pleasing hotels.
Francisco will be kicking off, and Ray Wershing, who is a CPA during the offseason, certainly didn't have to keep many numbers in the first half. A 3-3 tie. Wershing, however, did get the 49ers on the board with a 47-yard field goal that hit the crossbar and carried over. There is Reggie Smith, 5'4", 168-pounder, and he comes up to the 5-yard line because Wershing will be kicking into the wind. 3-3, the start of the second half, but the wind has blown the ball off the tee, so timeout. Wind at Candlestick, of course, goes with the territory.
Atlanta might have real good field position. They're going to have somebody hold that ball. It just blew off the tee again.
Yeah, that will indicate the strength of the wind, the way the flag is rippling.
Bothers your kicker. He's running up there. He expects the ball to be blown off.
Wershing checking. Everybody is ready to go, and here we go. Ray's kick down the right side and somewhat on the short side. Ray Strong takes it to the 25, to the 30, to the 35-yard line. Fumbled, and I believe Atlanta recovered. They did. So Ray Strong somewhat surprised to get his hands on the ball as the kick went down that side. Keena Turner able to make a hard hit for San Francisco.
You know, Vin, one thing we didn't have time to say at halftime is the reason this score is 3-3 is that neither club has made a big play. There hasn't been one big play in the entire first half.
On the Atlanta 34, the Falcons put it in play 1st and 10. Albert Jenkins comes to the left, and in motion is Francis. Lynn Kane. And Kane out to about the 40-yard line. Dan Buns, a middle linebacker, bringing him down. Buns a good ball player.
Yes, he is. He's in there because of an injury to Scott Hilton, but he was a first draft choice. They were a little disappointed in him last year, but I'm glad to see him coming around and playing. He's a good football player.
And for Lynn Kane, who played fullback at SC, as you look at the numbers, Kane missed the last 6 games last year with a knee injury. They'll try Kane again, and they call his number, and he carries it out to about the 43. He has to get to the 44 for the first down, with Ted Vincent and Jimmy Webb making the tackle.
Well, the Falcons have been able to run the ball just enough to set up the passing game. Bartkowski has been able to make pretty good yardage when he runs. Now I think we have 3rd and 1, or maybe 3rd and less than 1. Well, they're going to measure.
Yeah, it'll be close.
That's something that the 49ers have not been able to do today, is run the football.
So they gave the ball to Kane on consecutive carries. 3rd down and about a foot on the Atlanta 44. Scott Perry and Ray Rhodes in there on the defense for San Francisco. Mayberry on a wing on the outside of the left. And it's a sneak. Bartkowski battling his way to the 45, picking up the first down.
Good call. You got a big, strong quarterback, straight ahead, safe play. You should never Never lose yardage on a quarterback sneak.
And of course, for Bartkowski, the adrenaline has to pump here. After all, he went to Cal, 6 years with Atlanta, and you only hope that Steve can stay healthy all year to really get a line on how good he can be. 1st and 10 on the Atlanta 45. Lynn Kane grabbed from behind and pulled down Ted Vincent along with Reese and Stuckey. Finally got him, and he crossed midfield and gets into San Francisco territory. Dave Scott, number 74 Atlanta, led the blocking.
Well, Lynn Kane has been a real addition to this backfield. He's got enough speed to go wide. He keeps those legs driving and picks up some extra yardage.
So the ball on the San Francisco 48, where it's 2nd down. Bartkowski to Andrews, and he's inside the 45 and might have picked up the 1st down.
They've done all this, Ben, without throwing the football. Just keeping it right on the ground, and they picked up another 1st down.
Andrews carrying it, and they will spot it at the 43 of San Francisco.
What this does, it cuts down your pass rush. You're thinking run, stopping a run first.
Bartkowski was 6 for 11 in the first half for 34 yards. Francis in motion, Bartkowski to Andrews, and he is going to be stacked up as he falls across the 40 to the 39. Ted Vincent was the first of many to hit him.
You mentioned Francis in motion. They're using what we call, I like to call quick motion, short motion, and they're seeing how the 49ers cover Francis. They're setting them up for Francis to come in motion across the field, a short pass over the middle.
This time, Jenkins and Francis go slot left. Out of the eye with Kane, the deep man behind Andrews, and there goes Francis. Bartkowski to Lynn Kane. Kane got away from Stuckey, still on his feet inside the 30. Ricky Churchman had a shot at him, and finally Archie Reese made the tackle after he had gone across the 30-yard line. A fine run by Lynn Kane.
This is bread and butter football. The hole's jammed up here. He has good vision. He pushes off to the outside.
That's Stuckey.
And watch him.
That's Churchman.
Make a miss. Makes Churchman miss. Watch him keep those legs going now. Picks up a couple of more yards.
A big play to get the 1st down. They'll spot it at the San Francisco 28, and they'll try Andrews, and he's inside the 25. Danny Buns at the bottom and Stuckey on top.
Your middle linebacker has to stay at home when Andrews carries the ball. Every time he lines up in the fullback position, he slants weak or strong and then comes right up the middle. Now here he is. Watch him going to the right. Now he'll cut back. And unless your middle linebacker stays at home, he's out of position.
2nd and 5 on the 23-yard line. Atlanta on the move from their own 34. Bartkowski to Andrews, and he's open. And Andrews across the 15, and they finally put a pincher on him at the 13. Ricky Churchman hit him to bring him down.
Boy, when you do this, you're dominating the defense. Here it is, switch blocking, fast hitting, type of play that Andrews runs well. Right into the hole. Not one pass thrown, Vin.
1st and 10 on the San Francisco 12-yard line. Jenkins left and Francis right. Kane, the deep man behind Andrews. Kane with Andrews blocking. And Kane is tripped up at the 10-yard line. Buns and Churchman again.
I formation, quick toss to Kane. 49ers played that pretty well.
The Falcons have 2 touchdowns rushing this year, one by Kane and one by Andrews. And since they are grinding the ball down, it looks like they want to go again.
Exactly. And we talked about the Falcons' offensive line. They're doing their job. When you run the football like this, you got to give the credit to the offensive line.
2nd and 7 on the 9. Bartkowski with his back split. Francis is left. And he goes to Andrews. Andrews at the 5, and then they drive him back. Coming coming into this game, William Andrews had averaged a little better than 5.5 yards a carry, even though he had a poor rushing game last week. So far today, 12 carries for over 60 yards, so he's carrying for better than 5 again.
Here's a situation I always hated to be in on defense. 3rd and 3. Do you defense the run or do you defense the pass? We usually play it as a pass.
So 3rd and 3. The ball is on the 5-yard line. Francis left. Bartkowski to Andrews, and they read the play. Bobby Leopold, number 52, and then Willie Harper, but it was Leopold who hit him first. So the rookie from Notre Dame had the play.
What they did, they called a dog. We call it a tight blast. It fills all the holes. They ran a draw. The dog, the blitz, is a beautiful counter for the draw. He barely got to the line of scrimmage.
So Tim Mazzetti will be asked to kick a field goal, pretty much of a chip shot. The spot will be at the 13-yard line. The hole by John James. So it's a 23-yard field goal attempt by Mazzetti. He is 6 for 7 this year, and this one is drilled. So with 7 minutes and 30 seconds left in the third, Atlanta makes sure they don't go away empty-handed. They came up with 3.
Exactly. Perfect kick, good hold, good center snap.
In an independent test,
over 1,000 different people were asked.
Which TV set had the best overall color picture?
more people chose the 19-inch Sylvania Super Set
Than either RCA or Zenith.
This is the 4th year in a row
that Sylvania was chosen by the people
as having the best color picture.
Sylvania may not be the biggest, but a lot of people think Sylvania's got the
best color
picture.
Using this surgical fiber optic camera lens, Prestone Labs is going to show you what weak, neglected antifreeze can do to your radiator after only 9,000 miles. Look at these passages. Rust, corrosion, continued neglect could clog them and overheat this radiator. Before this happens to you, put in Prestone 2. Prestone has a patented silicone silicate formula that forms a tough protective barrier to lock out rust and corrosion. Prestone 2 and Prestone Super Flush. No wonder we're #1. Wednesday, the television premiere of Fugitive Family, starring Richard Crenn and Diane Baker running from the mob. Their daughter's romance threatening all their lives. Fugitive Family, Wednesday at 9, 8 Central and Mountain.
That lengthy drive by the Atlanta Falcons, they went 66 yards, took half the quarter. 7 minutes and 30 seconds, capped by the field goal by Mazzetti. So Atlanta leading 6-3. Mazzetti teeing it up at the 35, deep for San Francisco, Francis and Elliott. Landon Bungard up in front of them for blocking purposes. Mazzetti will be kicking with the wind. By the way, while we have a moment, George, a little disadvantage then for DeBerg to be passing into the wind.
Yes, yes it is. But his short passing game then shouldn't make that much difference. If you're throwing the ball deep, 30, 40 yards, the ball might flutter.
So here's Mazzetti's kick, and he hits a low knuckleballer despite the wind, and it will be picked up by Lendell Elliott to the 15, to the 20, about the 23-yard line. Ray Strong was there, along with Mayberry and Jones. So now let's see about San Francisco trying to come back. 1st and 10. The ball on the San Francisco 23-yard line. Remember, San Francisco got down to the Atlanta 1, and they were shut out. And that really is the big difference now. Kenny Johnson on defense, going wide right, and DeBerg with Hofer and Cooper, and it's Cooper getting away from one man, still on his feet, and out to about the 25.
Well, that's what they would like to do. They would like to be able to run that ball a little more and take the pressure off of DeBerg and not have to put it up, help their linemen to counter the pass rush of the Falcons. Now, on that first down play, I wanted to see what the linebacker was doing. They had the weak side linebacker in a walk-away to help Johnson.
Oh, 2nd and 7, the ball just over the 25, almost the 26-yard line. DeBerg on a spin at a Hofer, and Hofer still on his feet to the 39-yard line and a first down. Bob Glazebrook Westbrook and Philden Kuykendall making the tackle. And now the Niners try to get on the move.
Well, you know, Ben, a lot of people underestimate athletes that do not have great speed. Hofer does not have great speed, but he's an elusive runner, has fine balance. And that's the difference.
So 1st and 10 on the 39. And there goes Hofer again. And he's out across the 45 to the 46. That'd be a big pickup of 7 to make it 2nd and 3.
Well, they're giving the Falcon defense the same medicine that the Falcons did to the 49ers. They're pounding it home.
Hofer has carried the ball 9 times for 36 yards. He has also caught a couple of passes. Hofer has caught 6 passes, so he's been busy. 2nd and 3 on the 46. In motion is Freddie Solomon. Here comes Hofer again. Blocked by Randy Cross, and he is all the way down to the Atlanta 45.
Ben, you know what? Hofer has the vision, the peripheral vision. He didn't have much of a hole there. Some backs would stay with the blocking and try to sweep the play, stay wide. Now look at him. Now watch him cut back against the grain, not losing any, and lower the shoulder, ducks under, going forward.
And you might have watched his counterpart, Earl Cooper, throwing one of the blocks along with Randy Cross to make it work.
They complement each other. There it is again.
Now it'll be 1st and 10 on the Atlanta 45. Play action fake, and Hofer is led too much by DeBerg.
And the nose of the football was down, which makes it more difficult to catch. Hofer has tremendous hands. That ball should have been completed. No
Coming
chance.
into this game, Hofer had 22 catches to lead the NFL in receiving, so add 6 more. He's caught 28 passes this year.
And Ben, did you know that 4 top receivers in the NFL are all backs this year?
The game is changing that way. So back to the Atlanta 45, where it is 2nd and 10. Clark goes wide left, Solomon right, and DeBerg giving to Hofer. Hofer is inside the 40 with a burst of speed, is at about the 37-yard line, and he has to get to the 35.
Well, Hofer has a quick start. He comes out of the blocks. Watch this. Hits the hole. Has good vision, as we've said. He's like a racehorse back who reads the hole. He makes up for his lack of speed with good vision.
So a 3rd and 3 on the Atlanta 38-yard line. Solomon goes right, Clark is left, and DeBerg is going to go upstairs under some heat by Dewey McClain. And his pass is intercepted by Richardson.
Well,
and Richardson, who made the interception at the half, comes up with a big one now, his 2nd of the day.
DeBerg did 2 things wrong. One, he had an easy first down if he runs the football. 3rd and 3, nobody forced him. And watch. He runs the football, he's got an easy first down here. There's no Falcon in sight, and he throws the ball into a crowd. You don't do that.
Introducing an American car designed for a changing world and with a commitment to quality. Introducing the beautifully new Ford Granada. Built with a new design. Smaller in size, yet more spacious than ever before. Built with Granada's highest mileage ratings ever. And built with Ford's quality control system. 38 different inspectors examine every single car. The new Granada. Built for a changing world from Ford.
We wanna make you smile.
Welcome back. I see you brought a friend. My boss hasn't smiled the whole trip. I'm back.
I think you'll like our beds.
Make you smile.
Big room. Everything all right?
Just fine. Call me for dinner.
In an hour.
We made him smile.
Come to Holiday Inn where your smile sits. We're number 1 people pleasing.
So on his second interception of the day. Al Richardson saves Atlanta. We can take another look at this rookie out of Georgia Tech who was out a couple of years in college because of a knee injury. DeBerg throwing in a crowd, and then you'll see 56 pick it off. He took it away from the intended receiver, Earl Cooper. So Richardson puts Atlanta in business. 1st and 10 from their own 25. Bartkowski to Kane, and Lynn Kane grabbed down by Ted Vincent, and he's dropped at the 25, no gain.
You know, when you roll out like the Berg did, the other thing that you get, you're not sure of the coverage. You get a flow of the linebackers, the deep backs. You're not sure what the coverage is. And that's another reason why more interceptions are thrown on rollouts, because you're unsure of the coverage.
2nd and 10 on the 25. Jenkins comes left, Francis right. Bartkowski is going to go over the middle to his big tight end, Junior Miller, and he brings it out to the 35-yard line. Danny Buns all over him, along with Bobby Leopold. Junior Miller, a rookie from Nebraska, 6'4", 235, and a first-round draft choice.
Excellent pick. Jim Mitchell, who I had the highest regard for, retired. This guy has the potential to be an all-pro.
They talk about him as if he's the best pure tight end since Riley Odoms or Russ Francis. That would mean he is quite a tight end. So 3rd and about a yard for Steve Bartkowski and the Falcons, and they lead 6-3. On their 35, Bartkowski sneaking, and I really don't know if he made it.
Now, that's another thing. You can only run the sneak a couple of times. You can't get away with it. It would be like the suicide squeeze in baseball. You aren't going to fool a good team repeatedly with something like that. I don't think he made it. Depends on where they spot the ball. But they ran it one too many times. They did not make it.
Well, Bob Frederick spotting the ball, and they didn't make it that much. Ted Vincent and Archie Reese doing a fine job up front for San Francisco to prevent Bartkowski from sneaking for the first down. So John James, who once kicked a 75-yard punt against Oakland 5 years ago, and remember, he's kicking with the wind. We'll see if John can really boot one now with Freddie Solomon and Dwight Hicks standing back on the 15-yard line for San Francisco. High snap, no rush, and he hung it. It's going to hit and almost stop dead on the point at the 31-yard line of San Francisco.
You said it. It was a high snap, and he almost lost the ball. He juggled the ball. Let's see if we can see it. See that?
Now, the Firestone steel-belted Trax 12 radial. Trax 12 has special traction bars for pulling power in snow, but they're hidden in the Trax 12 tread for smooth, quiet turnpike driving. Long-lasting Trax 12 with traction you can see. Traction 12 months a year. Trax 12, Firestone's lowest-priced steel-belted white wall radial.
For the bottom of your engine, way down inside, there's a tough new oil, and it's called Gulf Pride. It's got two kinds of cleaners for the acid and the grime. It eats up dirt, water, and slime. It helps keep metal from scraping dry and fights those things that make a good car die. So remember your engine down here inside and the tough new oil that's called Gulf Pride.
Live next Saturday, see spectacular bids. Schedule bid for Horse of the Year honors at the Jockey Club Gold Cup race. Next Saturday, 5 p.m. Eastern on...
Ramson, a tight end, along with Charlie Young. Play action fake to Hope. Ramson, a tight end, along with Charlie Young. Play action fake to Hofer. And DeBerg under some heat. Hit, fumbled, and recovered by San Francisco.
You know,
Ron Singleton fell on it at the 25, back on the 20.
You know, Ben, that's a good call, a play action pass. 63 Zeile makes the play. He's in there because he's a little bit better pass rusher. But the 49ers, neither team has been able to make a big play. The 49ers are known as a gadget team. By that I mean they'll run some sort of a play that could foul the defense up. This is what they're going to have to do to get a big play.
Well, they're going to switch quarterbacks. That's what they're going to do. Joe Montana is in there now, 2nd and 21 from the 20. And let's see. With a minute and 8 seconds left in the third quarter. Too much time.
Yeah, that's what happens when you substitute. You don't get the man in there early. Atlanta has taken the momentum away from the 49ers.
Delay, offense.
That makes it 2nd and 26. The ball is on the San Francisco 15-yard line. Just moments ago, they started on their 31. So Montana sending Clark left and Solomon right. Hofer and Cooper behind him. And Joe's going to set up a screen on the left side to Cooper. And Cooper is out to about the 20-yard line, and that's all.
Well, they're coming out of the hole. He hit the second back weak, flow action weak. That was a lateral pass. And now it's a matter of running ability and trying to pick up some yardage. It's a safe play for a quarterback like Montana coming in. That's his first pass.
So it is 3rd and 20 for Montana. The ball is on the 21-yard line. They go slot left. And they give it to Hofer. Randy Cross blocking, and Hofer went down. I think he might have stumbled. Never had much of a chance to move, so it'll be a 4th down, and San Francisco will have to give up the ball. Jeff Merrow is in there to mess up the play for Paul Hofer and the 49ers.
Now, Ben, here's where your punter becomes your offense. They can't move the ball very well. Here they're running at 3rd and 20. Now your punter has to come through with a long kick.
And the kick into the wind, and it's going to hang at about the 45-yard line, and that's where it hits and goes out of bounds, right at the San Francisco 45. So for Jim Miller, kicking into the wind, best he can do is get it back out to the San Francisco 45, where Atlanta will take over.
Copier companies have been introducing small copiers with a very interesting claim.
And it's just as good as a Xerox.
It's just as good as a Xerox. Then one day...
this compact copier is very versatile. It even copies on your own letterhead. It's inexpensive, but best of all...
I know, it's just as good as a Xerox.
It is a Xerox.
The Xerox 2600, the compact copier that really is just as good as a Xerox.
You're about to see Ford pickups make 6-cylinder EPA fuel economy history. For 1981, Ford breaks this mileage barrier with the best estimated MPG ever achieved by a 6-cylinder pickup. And here's another breakthrough. The first and only automatic overdrive option in any 8-cylinder truck. When your speed reaches about 40, it automatically shifts into overdrive and your engine runs slower. Only Ford has V8 automatic overdrive. For 1981, Ford pickups make one breakthrough after another. They're built Ford tough.
Thursday, Gabe Kaplan stars in the network premiere of A Wild Comedy of Errors, Fast Break, a CBS special movie presentation. Thursday night at 9, 8 Central and Mountain.
A 23-yard punt into the wind by Jim Miller gives Atlanta excellent field position as they juggle footballs on the sidelines. It is 1st and 10 Atlanta at the 45. And Bartkowski with excellent field position now to make some more points. Steve's going to put it up, got a little heat, and he's going deep, intended for Miller, no good. I think Miller might have caught that ball most of the time.
Looked like Miller should have had that ball. That's a good call. You have field position, you go play action for a big play on 1st down. That throws the defense. He has all day to throw. He steps up. Now here it is. It looks like Miller has the ball. Look.
Right there.
He misjudged that. He misjudged that ball. By the way, Miller of the 49ers punted the ball real high. Into the wind, you punt the ball low. With the wind, you punt the ball high. That's the reason for that 23-yard punt.
A frustrated Junior Miller missing that reception. 2nd and 10 on the San Francisco 45. Bartkowski looking over the middle, and he's got Andrews at the 40, and he takes a licking and is driven inside the 35-yard line. So Andrews on the other end of a Bartkowski pass. Steve now is 8 for 14. Harper and Hicks bringing him down. That will be enough for the first down.
This is a big series for the 49er defense. They're behind. They can't give them any more points. Their offense is having trouble to move the ball.
And because of that lengthy 7.5-minute drive by Atlanta, the time was consumed and the quarter is history. Atlanta 6, San Francisco 3.
At about $4.50 a quart, this is one of the most expensive motor oils in the world. Or is it? If you drive 25,000 miles a year, the money you save on gas, oil changes, and oil filters alone can add up to $83. Up to $83 by switching from conventional 10W40 motor oil to synthetic Mobil 1. Mobil 1, the oil that saves you gas and more.
Hi, I'm Jack Buck with an offer from Budweiser that's going to be hard to pass up, but easy to catch. It's the Budweiser Gripper Football, custom made by Rawlings for armchair quarterbacks like us. And it plays so much easier than a regular-sized football. To order your own Bud Ball, just look for this Catch Budweiser display wherever you buy the King of Beers. You got it? Go get it. This Bud Ball is for you.
So we go to the fourth quarter here at Candlestick Park. Vin Scully along with George Allen. Pull up a chair now and let's see how this one comes out with the Falcons leading 6-3. Bartkowski 1st and 10 on the San Francisco 34-yard line. Alfred Jenkins at the 30, inside the 25, and a necktie by Johnson, and a penalty flag dropped. So Charlie Johnson might have gotten some iron, and a face mask will be called. We'll see.
When you tackle that high, usually you get the face mask. He tackled him right around the neck.
Personal foul.
This is a vital series for the 49ers. I'm repeating myself. They're having trouble moving the ball on offense. They can't give the Falcons a touchdown here. They might give them a field goal, but that's the way you have to think. They can't score a touchdown.
Personal foul, shot to the head, 44 on the defense, first down.
They call that
Charlie Johnson.
Here it is.
And there it is around the neck, and then pull him down.
Some backs tackle that way.
1st and 10 from the 12-yard line, and Lynn Kane trying to get outside, cutting back to the 10-yard line, and that's where San Francisco stacks him up. Up at the very top of that is Willie Harper.
You know, that penalty is a judgment call. If it's clubbing, if you club with your forearm, then that's an illegal shot to the head or to the neck.
Well, it'll be 2nd and 8. The ball is on the San Francisco 10-yard line. Atlanta holding on to the football throughout the third quarter in an extensive drive, settling for a field goal to take the lead, and now they have a chance to get on the scoreboard with the only touchdown of the day. That's Junior Miller, the big tight end in motion. And Bartkowski looking right and just does get the pass away to Alfred Jackson, a touchdown.
What a job Bartkowski did. He was rushed, he stepped up, he got the ball away, threw a perfect strike. Let's see if we can see it again. Here he is going back. He avoids
Pillars,
steps forward, throws off balance, and throws a strike. Nice catch.
So for Jackson, that is his 3rd touchdown of this young year. And now Tim Mazzetti will come in to try and add another. It is 12-3 Atlanta, and And the kick is good. Flags all over the place.
Low snap on that kick.
So Mazzetti holding his ground. Evidently it's against Atlanta, and it is. It was Warren Bryant who was offside, number 66.
You know, we've had more penalties this year on extra points. That's just a lack of concentration. You take for granted you're going to kick the extra point and somebody goes in motion. Somebody lets down.
Tim Mazzetti. He's an interesting kid, born in Brazil. Raised over there, came back here and went to the University of Pennsylvania.
You know, he missed one like this against the Vikings that cost him the ball game.
Yes,
do you remember that, Ben?
And how? So James holding at the 15. High snap. But he got it up and through. So Tim Mazzetti drills it. He's 9 out of 10 in points and will return to Candlestick Park after this word from your local station.
With Medicare costs out of sight, 60 Minutes looks at a hospital bill. Length of stay, 23 days. Size of bill, $77,000. Sunday on CBS.
This is CBS.
They still got time to pull it out, but they're going to have to. They're going to have to throw the ball, Bob.
Land, Ransom, Bungarda.
Yeah. Well, you give me a call. We should take a shot of DeBerg and.
Ready for the kickoff. Ready for the kickoff. We can take one more look at that pass from Bartkowski, getting away from Pillars and releasing to Alfred Jackson. There's Pillars, had him for the moment. He had a throw over Ted Vincent, and he found Jackson in the corner and the TD. The point after is good despite the penalty. So it is 13-3 Atlanta, and we have 14 minutes left in the game. Mazzetti kicking into the wind, and it will be Lenville Elliott from a yard in the end zone to the 10, to the 20, to the 25, falls across to the 26, and again Mayberry was the man to hit him.
Then a good kick by Mazzetti into the wind. A very good kick. That ball was in the end zone. But he didn't kick it high, he kicked it low. You kick low into the wind, high with the wind.
So 1st and 10 for San Francisco. They find themselves in a rather awkward position. And of course, you said before the ballgame, George, you had a feeling Atlanta was going to upset them.
Yes.
Steve DeBerg is back in there at quarterback. And DeBerg having to repeat himself. Solomon now goes wide right, and Clark is left.
Come on, let's go!
And Clark was there and couldn't hold on to it.
Well, that wasn't DeBerg's fault. That was a well-executed play. Clark slipped a little bit. See if we can see it. As he comes out of his move, he slips. And then when he goes up for the ball, it's thrown high. His timing is off. The defender fell down also.
So it is 2nd and 10 from the 26. Clark again left. Solomon on a wing and in motion. Play action fake to Cooper, and the pass down the middle again over Clark's head, and almost scooped up by Kenny Johnson.
Well, Clark was open. DeBerg had the time. Clark was open. The ball was overthrown, almost intercepted. Here it is. Motion, fakes to Cooper, the fullback. Now he's open down there. Throwing too high.
3rd and 10 for DeBerg, and you almost get the feeling if he doesn't keep a drive going, the young San Francisco team will be deflated. So 3rd and 10, Atlanta trying to stiffen. DeBerg, to no one's surprise, throwing to Hofer to the 25, upended and out at the 28. Frank Reed was the first man to make contact.
Well, then that's what you want to do. They took away the downfield pass. Make them dump it off to the backs, dumped it off to Hofer. You shouldn't pick up 10 yards.
They only picked up 3, so it is 4th and 7, and little Reggie Smith will go back on the Atlanta 30-yard line. The Miller's punt from the 18, and he had a low line drive. Reggie takes it at the 29 and decides to go to the left side. Now there he goes up the alley and didn't get to the 40-yard line. He stepped out at the 39-yard line. Churchman got him and knocked him out.
Miller kicked a line drive.
This is God speaking. Yeah, God. Haven't heard from me lately, huh? Well, I've been keeping busy. By the way, I just finished a new movie called Oh God, Book 2, starring George Burns. Now, I'm not saying that anybody who went to see God's first movie will fall out of favor if they don't see God's second movie. But why look for trouble?
Oh God, Book 2 from Warner Brothers, rated PG. Opens October 3rd. Check newspaper for local listing.
Introducing an American car designed for a changing world and with a commitment to quality. The beautifully new Ford Granada in a new smaller size with its highest mileage ratings ever. And with Ford's attention to detail, every door is hand adjusted. Every seat is hand fitted. Every car is examined by 38 quality inspectors. The kind of detail you can see, feel, and hear. The new Granada, built for a changing world from Ford.
Live, Pedroza and Lockridge for the WBA featherweight title. Plus, highlights of the Acapulco Cliff Divers next Saturday, 3:30 Eastern on the CBS Sports Spectacular.
The Atlanta Falcons have a good football team, a much better team than their record would indicate, and a large crowd here at Candlestick starting to get that feeling. 1st and 10 Falcons on their own 38. Bartkowski has Andrews and Kane, and he'll try Lynn Kane. Still on his feet, got out to about the 44. Ricky Churchman and Bobby Leopold bringing him down.
Here's where the Falcons' running game comes in. You're ahead 13-3. You have good field position. Keep the clock moving. Run the football. Make the 49ers stop the run. Then mix in a play-action pass.
2nd and 5 for Bartkowski, and he goes slot left. Here's Jackins inside Jenkins. And it's Andrews. He still has a couple to go for a first down. George, I think a lot of people coming into this ball game thought, oh, we're going to see a lot of touchdowns today because neither team known for a great defense, both with very good young quarterbacks. The two men who figured to move the ball a lot, Andrews and Hofer for San Francisco, and instead it has been a very low-scoring game.
Yes, we haven't had one big play by either offense today, not one big play. The only way the 49ers can get back at this game now is a turnover, a big play by the defense or a big play on offense.
3rd and 3 on the Atlanta 46. And Bartkowski going over the middle to Junior Miller, and Danny Bunch finally brings him down with help from Dwight Hicks, but he more than picked up the first down. He went out of bounds at the 37.
And you see, that was an excellent call. A short, safe pass, 3rd and 3, and let him run with the ball. Watch this guy run with that football. Let him pick up the yardage on the run. Don't take the chance and put the ball downfield for an interception.
So the first-round draft choice, Junior Miller, comes up with a big play. They spotted at the 37-yard line of San Francisco, where Atlanta has it 1st and 10. Andrews, and there goes Andrews inside the 30, 25, and rolling down to about the 23 Charlie Johnson bringing him down.
Sloppy tackling on that. Good running by Andrews. Both sides. The hole was jammed. Again, he sees the hole jammed. He pushes off. Goes outside. Churchman missed him.
Johnson got him.
Johnson got him, wrestled him down.
So to the San Francisco 22-yard line. It is 1st and 10, and Bartkowski on a roll now. He's going to try Lynn Kane. And he fumbles, hit by Pillars, and I think Atlanta might have recovered it. Yep, they did.
Well, that's what we were talking about. The 49er defense had to make a big play.
Dwight Hicks almost came up with it after Pillars stripped him, but it got away from Hicks.
Here it is.
Lynn Kane, number 21. Here's Pillars now. Hooked him, and there's the loose ball.
I don't know whether you could notice, but Kane wasn't carrying that ball very solidly. He didn't have his hand over the nose of the football. You can't protect the ball carrying it that way.
So 2nd and 12, the ball at the 25-yard line for Bartkowski. Andrews, the setback behind him. Steve looking left. No good. Alfred Jenkins, and Charlie Johnson might be guilty of pass interference. Charlie Johnson, number 44, pushing Jenkins.
Well, there was a mix-up on the pattern. Bartkowski threw an out-and-out. Expected the receiver running out, and he turned up. It's a tough break for the 49ers on this play.
Defensive pass interference, number 44, 1st down.
So that turns out to be a 12-yard pass penalty. It puts the ball at the San Francisco 14-yard line.
Here it is. Atlanta makes a mistake on this. He throws an out move, and the receiver's already turned upfield. Looks like he may have grabbed him. It's hard to tell. Any contact downfield, whether it's incidental or not, is a defensive penalty under the new rule.
Jenkins has caught 3 for 29 yards today. There goes Andrews. And Andrews barreling to the 10-yard line. And Atlanta, you get the feeling, dominating the game ever since they got the football at the start of the second half.
This series right now is the ball game for either side. 49ers defense has to stiffen. If the Falcons score a touchdown, they're in great shape.
Lehman Bennett, Coach of the Year in the NFC a couple of years ago. Watching his Falcons come into San Francisco and try and upset San Francisco's apple cart. They're leading 13-3. 2nd and 6. From the 10, here's Andrews. And he got on his feet. He won't go down. And all by himself, I believe he might have picked up the 1st down. What a great third effort.
Yeah. We've been talking about the leg drive that Andrews has. And also when you tackle him high like the 49ers did, he's going to drag you. Here it is. It's just a slant play to the fullback. Now he cuts inside of Harper. Harper loses him. We got Bunts on him. And Archie Reese, and he's carrying him. Tremendous effort.
So it's 1st and goal on the 2. Take another look at Andrews, but the Niners have broken the huddle. Lynn Kane and Andrews behind Bartkowski. They'll go to Kane. And he spins across and into the end zone for the touchdown that would apparently put San Francisco away. Jimmy Webb and Ted Vincent finally stopping him too late.
And again, here they have him behind the line right here. But he keeps driving and he scores. They took advantage of the field position they had. Here it is again. Lynn Kane driving in, spinning, turning.
So they went from the Atlanta 39 for the touchdown. Now Mazzetti with his team leading 19-3. And he rounds it off. So suddenly here in the final quarter, Atlanta has come alive with 2 touchdowns. they are leading San Francisco 20-3.
At JCPenney Auto Centers, we won't give you the business because we want to keep your business.
They didn't sell me the JCPenney battery. They said the 5-year battery was powerful enough for my car. It was.
I thought I needed new shock absorbers. They told me my tires were too hard.
I came in for ordinary radials. I came out with new Mileage Maker XP all-season steel-belted radials. They steered me right.
JCPenney Auto Centers, we won't steer you wrong.
Taste Sheridan. Taste Sheridan. Come to a Sheridan.
I love the taste of Sheridan's.
You're gonna love every inch of the place. We've got taste.
Sheridan,
you've
got taste.
We've got style.
For a taste of Sheridan worldwide, call 800-325-3535.
We've got taste.
Next Sunday, the best team in football gets even better. Phyllis George returns to join Brent Musburger, Herb Cross, and Jimmy the Greek, the NFL Today team of CBS Sports.
A somewhat quiet crowd here at Candlestick Park as the Atlanta Falcons enjoying themselves, leading 20-3 with 8 minutes and 13 seconds left in the game. And Tim Mazzetti will be kicking to Phil Francis and Charlie Johnson. Johnson, for the first time today, going back to possibly return. He's double four. However, it is a short kick. It hits, and Francis will take it at about the 3. And they're going to bury him down at about the 1. Ray Strong down there to hit him. James Mayberry and Ray Strong putting a lot of heat.
Francis had to field that ball. He couldn't let it bounce. It's a live ball. If the Falcons go down there and recover it, they have possession. He thought the ball was going to bounce out of bounds, but he was forced to pick it up. He has no chance here.
So there's Ray Strong tackling him, and San Francisco not only down 20-3, only 8 minutes left, and they put it in play 1st and 10 from their own 4-yard line. On a draw to Hofer, and it is Hofer hit almost immediately by Curry as he crossed the 10. Buddy Curry, a hard-nosed rookie linebacker out of North Carolina, he was a number 2 draft choice. He's been playing very well for Atlanta.
He's done a good job for him. He's very aggressive. He covers a lot of ground. Now the 49ers ran a draw there, which is all right coming out of the hole. They're going to have to put the ball up even though they don't want to in this area of the field.
So 2nd and almost 7 for DeBerg as he moves Cooper slightly to his right. Passing from the end zone, DeBerg is going to hang it high and just off the fingertips of the intended receiver, Dwight Clark.
Well, that was the first big play that they had a chance to complete. Clark should have had that. Now the ball, if we see that again, the ball fluttered just a little bit and went off of the fingertips. He ran an out and up. Here it is. See that? He should have caught the ball.
That's Kenny Johnson defending, and Tom Pridemore came over to get in a lick.
They're still going on Kenny Johnson. Still trying to get a big play on Kenny Johnson.
56,518. Seeing Atlanta dominate the second half, leading 20-3. You can see the 3rd down conversion. And DeBerg to Solomon. And Solomon is to the 40, to midfield. Richardson and Roland Lawrence chasing him. He's gone. 93 yards. Freddie Solomon out racing the Falcon. That makes it 20-9 Atlanta.
Here it is. A stock pattern to Freddie Solomon. He does this on his own.
Got away from Reed. Got away from Pridemore.
Just use his speed now.
Chased by Lawrence and Richardson, and he's gone. Well, that sure woke people up. Freddie Solomon, a 93-yard touchdown play. For Solomon, his 2nd touchdown of the year. Now Ray Wershing, out of the hole by Montana, kicks it through. That is the longest touchdown pass in San Francisco history.
That doesn't seem right.
93 yards.
Yeah, you would think there were some longer ones over the years.
Take another look at it. DeBerg to Solomon, but it looks like he was going to be stopped by Frank Reed almost immediately, but Reed bounced off him. And that's all Solomon needed. So it is 20-10, Atlanta.
Here's another Radio Shack major computer breakthrough. The amazing new TRS-80 Pocket Computer, only $249. Imagine a basic language computer that weighs just 6 ounces. Now carry TRS-80 power in your pocket while traveling, on the job, solve problems, process data, and store it in permanent memory for instant recall. The amazing TRS-80 Pocket Computer, only at Radio Shack, the biggest name in little computers.
Introducing the new world car, Ford Escort, with better ideas from around the world at your fingertips. Road-hugging four-wheel independent suspension, front-wheel drive, precise rack and pinion steering, stabilizer bar for tight turns, new power-efficient engine for easy freeway cruising, and higher gas mileage ratings than Rabbit, Accord, Corolla hatchback. Ford Escort, built in America to take on the world.
Well, we'll see about the 49ers roaring back, and the first thing Atlanta wants in defense is the possibility of an onside kick. Will you do it with 7 minutes left in the game?
Too much time, and they have 9 men up. They're ready for it.
Only Reggie Smith is deep. The kick by Wersching will be a low line drive, and Smith has to chase it into the end zone. And it will not be returned, so Atlanta will put it in play. 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line.
On that touchdown pass, Ben, to Solomon, Reed didn't try to tackle him. Looked like he tried to block him or knock him down. Didn't use his arms. Now, everything is on the 49ers defense. It's a new game here. 10 points, touchdown to field goal. They can come back.
The longest previous pass in San Francisco history, 85 yards from Jim Plunkett to Delvin Williams against a team by the name of the Washington Redskins 4 years ago.
And the coach was Allen.
1st and 10 on the 20. Second man is Lynn Kane. And now, of course, the defense is fired up by the crowd. And if San Francisco can stiffen, we might have a ball game right down to the wire.
And now the Atlanta offense will try to keep the ball on the ground, keep the clock moving, pick up the first down, rushing the football.
Ted Vincent is shaken up on the play. Vincent, big fella, 6'4", 265. And I don't know whether he can continue.
You know, Ben, they got him as a free agent last year, you recall?
Yep.
And he's done a heck of a job for them.
Got him on waivers from Cincinnati. In fact, when you look at the San Francisco team, you realize that Bill Wall spends some time there. He has a habit of picking up waived players from Cincinnati.
Linville Elliott, there he's going down.
Number 70, Dave Scott, hit him and knocked him down. Jim Kroll will take over for Ted Vincent. But, of course, the 49ers lost a great young defensive end in Dwayne Board. Now they lose Ted Vincent. So it is 2nd and 8 on the Atlanta 22. Lynn Kane trying to get outside, and he is upended. Charles Cornelius threw a block at him. Danny Bunch finally brought him down. He got across the 25 out to the 28-yard line.
Well, the Falcons ran a pretty good sweep here. This play almost broke. The 49ers did not defense this properly. Good blocking by the Falcons. They can run that again and make yardage if they defense it that way. Now we got 3rd and 1. What a big play this is.
It's really about 3rd and 2, and we'll see how Bartkowski moves his ball club with Andrews and Kane behind him. Mayberry on a wing outside Junior Miller on the right side. Makiska, the tight end, on the left side, and they go to Andrews, and Bunch stripped the ball, but it's recovered by Atlanta. Danny Bunch stripped the ball.
Yep. He had the first down. He had the first down. Danny Bunch knocked the ball loose. Here it is. He bounces outside. Now he's got the first down right here. And we talked about him not ball probably before.
That's the third Atlanta fumble, but they haven't lost the ball yet. And on a fourth down play, once again, John James has to come up with a big one, and he's kicking into the wind. Solomon and Hicks are standing on the San Francisco 35. John has had some trouble punting today, and he gets one high. That's his best kick of the day. Solomon goes back to the 20, fumbles, falls down, and holds on to the ball.
4.5 hang time. Very good.
Tom Pridemore almost recovered Solomon's juggle. And don't you know the pro always comes up with his best play under pressure.
That expresses it perfectly. He came through in the clutch.
56-yard punt for John James.
The League of Women Voters invited President Carter to join the 1980 debates. He refused the invitation. Maybe it's because during his administration, inflation has gone as high as 18%. The number of Americans out of work has reached 8.5 million. Housing starts have hit a new low, while interest rates have hit a new high. Maybe he won't debate because he knows the real question is, can we afford 4 more years of this?
The time is now for Reagan. Reagan for president.
Professional diver Richard Stewart and his daughter Christy. What did they find beautiful and exciting?
Stamp collecting.
It's another way for us to explore nature together. Learn about exciting events and American heroes too. We collect U.S. commemoratives because they're beautiful.
And fun.
And it's something we can do together.
When we come up for air.
Collect the coral reefs, Block 4 at your post office now.
Coming, the true story playing for time, starring Vanessa Redgrave, Jane Alexander, Shirley Knight, Marissa Berenson, and Melanie Mayron. Tuesday night.
With 5 minutes and 25 seconds left in the game, Atlanta leading San Francisco 20-10. San Francisco first and 10 on the 49er 18-yard line, and DeBerg asking for quiet. In motion is Freddie Solomon. DeBerg has passed for 240 yards today. This time he goes to Cooper, and he steps out of bounds. He crossed the 20, went out at the 22, so they'll pick up a 4.
Well, his progression was to look downfield. They're still trying to work on number 37, Johnson, the right corner. Nobody open. He dumps it off to Cooper, and Cooper barely stays in bounds here. Here it is again. Flow action to the right side of the defense. Good play.
2nd and 6 on the 22 for DeBerg. The backs flare. One stays as Hofer with a little screen, but he had John Ayers to block for him, and Richardson came out to knock him down. Al Richardson figures so prominently in this game. Remember, he has 2 big interceptions.
Yes, one-man screen. One-man screen.
The screen was Ayers, and there were too many white shirts. So it is 3rd down. A little more than a yard.
Defensively, Ben, you might give them the first down, but you don't give them a big play.
So DeBerg 3rd and 1. Gives it to Hofer, and they stack him at the line. It didn't appear as if he made it. And the officials will have to untangle, and we'll see where they put the ball down.
Yeah, it's always where they spot the ball. In that situation, first down. Sometimes you gang up and you try to stop the run, they get a big play on you.
So Hofer just did squirm another inch and got the first down. And Bill Walsh has 4 minutes and 29 seconds for the 49ers to catch the Falcons. And Lehman Bennett leading 20-10. It's that pacing time on the sidelines, George.
That's when it's nice to be up here.
1st and 10, 28. Play action fake. DeBerg completes it to the tight end, Eason Ramson, across the 45. Remember, Ramson had been shaken up earlier in the game, but he makes the reception, and they'll spot it at the 47.
You know,
1st and 10.
Then a good pass here. He might make a long look. He has to dive for the ball. It brings him to the ground, but he was open. A good pass. He could go on another 20 yards.
DeBerg now for 268 yards. Ramson going down on his own. Pridemore making sure he stayed down. DeBerg to Cooper, and Cooper shaken up by the presence of Dewey McClain and had to go off his hands. He was probably looking for McClain.
Exactly. He knew that McClain was there. He wasn't looking at the ball. He never had possession of the ball.
McClain, a hard hitter. In fact, it was McClain, I believe, who hit Ramson earlier in the game and shook him up.
Yes, it was.
Baltimore leading the Jets 28-14 in the fourth.
Somebody picked the Jets to go to the Super Bowl.
There's always somebody. San Diego 24-7 over Kansas City. 2nd and 10 from the 47. DeBerg on a deep drop and goes to Ramson, and he is hit by Richardson at midfield. And the clock is running with 3:24.
Atlanta's playing smart. They're giving them the short stuff. The short stuff won't beat you. The clock will be on your side. Take away the downfield passes. Give them the underneath passes.
So from midfield, it's 3rd and 7 for San Francisco. 3 minutes and 6 seconds left in the game, and the 49ers trailing by 10. DeBerg, the left side, completes his pass, and out of bounds at about the 43-yard line.
And
Dwight Clark made the catch.
Excuse me, Ben, and they're still working on Johnson, 37. I believe he got the first down.
They're going to double check. He went out in the vicinity of the marker.
There it is. Well, the pass brought him back. He came back for the ball. He may have lost the first down.
First down with 2 minutes and 48 seconds left in the game. San Francisco and Bill Walsh at the helm trying to get back, but they're down by 10. The ball on the Atlanta 43-yard line. Out of the eye with Cooper, the up back. And DeBerg is going to crank up and go deep to Clark. No good. Johnson right there with him.
And Clark did something very smart. Shows some intelligence, good football sense. That ball could have been intercepted. Now watch Clark. He ran an out and up, and he can't get it. He swats it away. Now watch him knock the ball away so Johnson can't get it. Good football.
Dwight Clark was a 10th round draft choice last year. Of course, good sense comes with all of them, no matter how high or low the draft choice, and he's got it. And Atlanta has the lead, 20-10. 2nd and 10 from the 43. They send Solomon right and Clark left. DeBerg over the middle, and Clark makes the reception for the first down at the 30-yard line. He was hit by Kenny Johnson.
Jeez, are they working on Johnson over there? Everything is in that area of the field.
With 2 minutes and 17 seconds left. Kenny's a rookie from Mississippi State. 1st and 10. DeBerg, a little release to Hofer. Hofer bounces at 2 people and gets inside the 20. Buddy Curry had hit him first, but he bounced off Curry and did it on his own. Pennywell and Johnson bring him down. Paul Hofer, he's a hard nose.
He shows his balance here. He's hit and keeps his balance.
2-minute warning.
Watch this.
That's Curry, that's Richardson.
This bud's for everyone who lives the life of the sea.
This bud's for you. For all you do, the king of beers is coming through.
Yeah, just for you, that distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do, this bud's for you.
Mustang! The sky's the limit for 1981. Now Mustang's available with a rakish new T-roof. Mustang, born to run with the wind, sure-footed to handle quick turns. Mustang, a world of high gas mileage you might not expect from such a high-spirited car. Mustang! Capture a Mustang, America's most popular sports car. From the world of better ideas at Ford.
minutes left in the ball game. Exactly 2. Our thanks to those people who worked so hard. Executive producer Charles Milton, producers Bob Rowe, our director Andy Kendall. I'd like to thank Dr. Bob Woods for all his help and for Bob Coffey's help as well here in the booth. And all the other fellows who have worked so hard to bring it to you. 2 minutes left. It is 2nd and 1 for San Francisco on the Atlanta 19-yard line. 20-10 in favor of Atlanta, and it looked like they had it made until Freddie Solomon went 93 on the pass, and that just woke everybody up.
That big play, shoddy tackling. Let's see if the 49ers continue to work on Johnson over there. The Atlanta defense has to give him a little bit of help because Clark is going to be on him again, and Clark has a height advantage.
There's Kenny Johnson. He's 5'10", 176-pounder, only 22 years old. He was the 5th-round draft choice, and the San Francisco 49ers are trying to age him a little.
And Clark is 6'3".
And Clark is coming wide left where Johnson is. 2nd and 1. In motion is Hofer. DeBerg looking right, and now he's going to swing it to Cooper, and Cooper goes out of bounds on a 2nd and 1. He picked up the first down and stopped the clock.
Cooper did the right thing. He got the first down, got out of bounds and stopped the clock, because in order for the 49ers to have any chance here, they have to score this series. Doesn't matter whether they score 3 or 7, either one. And you don't get to try to get the touchdown so badly that you don't get a field goal, because you got to score 10.
1st and 10 on the Atlanta 17-yard line. We have 1 minute and 53. Each team with 3 timeouts. DeBerg getting some heat and dumps it off in the end zone to Clark. And he goes out at about the 2-yard line. And again, it was Clark going against Kenny Johnson.
Yeah. And what the Falcons did, they came with everybody.
Dewey McClain almost got him.
One-on-one, the defensive back has to take away the inside, which Johnson did.
And wait a minute, there's a flag on the play. And it will be against San Francisco. So scratch that play.
That was
holding offense number 68.
So Ayers guilty of holding, and a big holding penalty indeed. The 49ers are furious. Let's take a look at it.
Well, they came with more rushers, more people than the 49ers could pick up. It looked like he tackled them there.
So with 1 minute and 47, it is 1st and 20 from the 27. And DeBerg going for the downs to Clark, and he couldn't hold it. He had Johnson beaten in the end zone, but he couldn't hold on to it.
Had a touchdown. I'll tell you what, they've thrown the ball to Clark so much that he's running out of gas. Watch this. DeBerg has done a tremendous job these last 2 plays. He's got all day to throw. He threads the needle. He's got him beaten. Should have had that ball.
You realize what kind of a ball game this would have been had San Francisco scored or even kicked the field goal when they had it 4th and goal on the 1.
Exactly, then.
So now we have 1 minute 40. DeBerg has passed for 304 yards, but he's losing, and that's really all that counts. 2nd and 20 from the 27. And he'll go for another big yardage scoop. No good. Intended for Paul Hofer. And Pridemore down there to break it up.
I'll tell you, DeBerg is showing me something today. He's putting the ball on the money. Now, that's good defense by the Falcons.
Tom Pridemore, they tell us, ran for the House of Delegates in West Virginia, and if he wins the election in November, he'll be more than a football player. 3rd and 20 from the 27.
Here it is.
1 minute and 35 left.
Play action. Good defense.
Well, he's not going to get a vote from Hofer as DeBerg battling the Falcons and the clock. Going in the end zone deep, and Cooper! And there's a flag down.
It's on Atlanta. The penalty's on Atlanta. Atlanta's offsides, I believe.
Earl Cooper, the rookie
He caught.
And I hate to say it, but there's Kenny Johnson.
They only need this right half of the field. They don't need the other half.
Boy, it's tough to be a rookie in this league, isn't it?
You got to give him some help.
With 1:28, Ray Wershing now has to kick it through to get San Francisco to within 3. The spot, the kick, it's good. We've got 1:28 left. Atlanta 20, San Francisco 17. So after all the passes to Hofer and after all the passes to Clark, they finally connect to Cooper.
In the same area of the field, a different receiver.
You know, you were talking, George, about Clark running out of gas.
Yeah.
How about Kenny Johnson?
Yeah, that's right. You know, I've had situations like this. You got to give Kenny Johnson a lot of help. They're working on him. There's no rookie that can handle a receiver alone.
And it was a great catch.
Great catch.
Fingertip catch.
Great throw. DeBerg is putting the ball on the money. There's no defense for a perfect pass. Now, they have to go onside kick. They have to go onside kick.
Let's see who's up front for Atlanta. They have Francis and Lawrence. They have Kane, Jackson, and Mayberry. So the front line are all people who can handle the ball. Backed up by McKeeska.
The big thing here, Ben, is how well the kicker can place the ball. Last week, we saw Mosley flub it, kicked it right to Casper. No chance to recover it. Depends on everything's on the kicker now.
So you have 9 men up for Atlanta. The deepest man is Reggie Smith. He doesn't figure to see the ball. Up front of him is Pridemore. Let's see Wershing's attempt for an onside kick. Here it comes. He kicks it towards Mayberry.
I don't think it went.
I don't think it went 10
no,
yards.
It didn't go 10 yards.
No.
It did not.
Alfred Jackson recovered it, but Wershing failed to kick it 10 yards.
See, that bad kick. Bad kick. No chance.
So there's a big break. Alfred Jackson holding on to it.
It comes right down to the special teams. Decides the ball game one way or the other.
And now Atlanta, with everything its favor, the time, the score, and field position on the San Francisco 44. 1:27 left in the game. Here comes Lynn Kane inside Andrews' block, and he got down to about the 41.
Well, they have to use all their timeouts. The 49ers have 3 timeouts remaining. They got to hope to stop them, use all 3 timeouts, then go for a block kick. Or strip the ball here, force a fumble. You know, you said earlier that spurning the field goal, going for the 4th down play for the touchdown, real big right now.
And how the Atlanta defense has to get a tremendous pat on the back. And, of course, the San Francisco offense will have to live with the choice and the results all week long. They had a 1st and goal situation. San Francisco had it 4th and goal from the 1, elected to go for the touchdown instead of the cinch field goal, came up empty, and that is now the difference in the game.
You know, in every game the Falcons have had this year, whether they've been behind or ahead, it always ends up on the last series.
For Lehman Bennett, he came in here as the youngest head coach in the NFC, but he's aging rapidly with these Falcons. So 2nd and 7 on the 41 for Bartkowski with 1:20 left. Andrews finds a hole. They're trying for the ball, but they can't get it out of his grasp.
Well, they're giving him too many yardage, too much yardage. All the Falcons have to do now is really fall in the football.
Danny Buns, watch number 57, try to take the ball away, and Andrews is going to hold on to it right here. He hooks him with the right hand. Andrews said, not this time of day.
Well, everybody should be up tighter. Those defensive backs are playing too deep. If they're going to throw the ball, let them throw the ball. You got to stop the running game. They aren't going to take a chance and throw the ball. The defensive backs should be up there almost like linebackers.
By the way, the Falcons with 3 timeouts left, the 49ers only 1. William Andrews has carried for 98 yards, 19 carries. He has been the horse. Lynn Kane has carried 15 times for 56 yards, but Andrews is the outstanding running back of the day. So 3rd and 2. 36. And they'll go to Andrews again, but he runs into his own man and goes down.
They played it perfectly that time. They were up there tight.
A minute and 3 seconds left in the game.
No timeouts left. They used their last timeout. Now, Ben, you know, as a coach, you got to decide: am I going to punt the ball, or am I going to go for it? They're going to punt the football.
John James has a reputation of being about as good a pooch kicker as there is in the league, and we'll see if he can arrow one short of the end zone. He has kicked 6 of his 14 punts this year have been inside the 20-yard line.
And you know, you said it earlier, the pro comes through in the clutch. Remember that one punt that he had a kick? He hadn't punted well all day, against the wind, had a great hang time. Again, same thing.
John James was averaging only in the 30s, which is a shock. And then when all the chips were on the line, he punted one for 56 yards.
And I'll tell you one more thing, Ben. My gosh, Seattle upset Washington. Blocking the kick here, you can't worry about roughing the kicker. You got to go in there, sell out. If you rough them, take a chance. Because your only chance, you're not going to return a kick for a touchdown.
John James has had only 3 of his punts blocked in 9 years. So there's the veteran, outstanding punter. Hicks is deep on the San Francisco 10. 1 minute and 3 seconds left in the game. Trying to get San Francisco to jump. Bad snap, but he got it away.
Gee whiz.
And Hicks standing, watching that ball bounce and kick, and it's going to go out of bounds. Let's see where they mark it. Just about at the 10-yard line.
What a break the 49ers got. They had the punt block on, and your one a bad snap, and they still didn't rush.
Still didn't get it. So John James kicks it out, and they'll spot it at the 10-yard line. And there you have it with 54 seconds left. Now San Francisco has 2 timeouts left, but they got a long way to go.
You go for a field goal here. You're shooting to get a position for a field goal.
Which is the point. If San Francisco gets in any kind of distance, they will be kicking with the wind. But DeBerg has to move them. 1st and 10 from the 10. Only Cooper alone in the backfield. DeBerg from the end zone. No good.
Well, you know, then rolling out gets you away from the rush, but it brings everybody in the area where you're going to throw. Did you notice that? They had everybody over there.
Hofer was there, and there must have been 6 white shirts around him.
No chance. We'll see if they still go back on number 37 Johnson here. If they still go to the well one more time.
1st and 10 on the San Francisco 10. Paul Hofer comes out. We'll check the possible receivers: Clark and Owens and Solomons and Ranson. Look out for 89.
Right.
James Owens. He's a speed burner. DeBerg back to the end zone. But he's going to give it to Cooper, who dropped it. And he might have heard Pennywell.
Pennywell's key was Cooper. Don't be lulled to sleep by the 3 receivers on one side. Pennywell stayed right with him.
And now suddenly it is 3rd and 10 for DeBerg. And 43 seconds left.
He's got to get the first down here. He's got to go deep. He can't be fooling around with the short stuff and hope they're going to run for a first down. He's got to throw a pattern to get 11 yards. Don't fool with 10. Get 11.
They're putting Dwight Clark over on the left side. That's Kenny Johnson's side. And let's see if they try to exploit the rookie in the clutch. And they're going over there towards Hofer. Hofer not getting out of bounds. He tried to get out. He couldn't do it at the 20.
You know why? He was trying to get the first down rather than get out of bounds.
27 seconds left. And I think it'll be barely the first down. He got it.
Yeah, you're better off to save the time. You need the time here.
Richardson had hooked him to slow him up, but he got the down. Now DeBerg has to go deep down the right side, right in and out of the hands of Freddie Solomon, who was standing at the 35-yard line.
I think he was looking into the sun, don't you?
I'm surprised they're going that way. I was just going to say, that's the tough catch on that side of the field.
Over here, they still have a first down or 10, 12, 14 yardage on Johnson's side if they want it. Johnson's playing so deep that you can't get behind him.
19 seconds left in the game. It is 20-17 Atlanta.
You got time for 4 plays with 19 seconds if you throw the right pass.
James Owens, number 89, is in there on Kenny Johnson's side on a 2nd and 10 for DeBerg. Instead, he goes short to Cooper, who steps out of bounds at about the 24-yard line. Buddy Curry was there to drill him.
Well, you see, the Falcons are giving them the short stuff. They're playing deep. You can't get behind them. Good, smart defensive football. 3rd down and 6. 12 seconds to play.
DeBerg is 32 for 50, 345 yards, and let's face it, it doesn't mean anything if you lose.
Yeah, that's like getting about 15 singles.
12 seconds left in the game. They send Clark left. Ramson and Freddie Solomon go right. Hofer is in a slot left. And DeBerg now has to loosen up and leads Hofer too much. And we have 7 seconds left.
They're trying to get behind Johnson. They can't do it. He's playing 20 yards deep. DeBerg was trying to go downfield deep. Then the last second, he dumped it off to Hofer.
So unless there is a bomb in the last 7 seconds, San Francisco, undefeated coming in, will lose, and for a good Atlanta club, they will get to the 500 mark.
They got to send Owens, 89, on a go pattern. Let DeBerg throw the ball as far as he can and hope they get a big play out of it.
Ramson and Solomon and Owens. They go 3 receivers on the left side. And this is it for Steve DeBerg and the 49ers. And he is sacked. Steve DeBerg upended at the last minute by Yates. It was Jeff Yates, number 79, who sacked him. And Bill Walsh comes $3 short. And Lehman Bennett has evened up his ball club's record at 2-2, the same as the Rams. And San Francisco is now 3-1. This is Vin Scully for George Allen. The NFL on CBS is a presentation of